times at HBCUs, they only hear about success stories. They never get to see them live and in person.
So speaking of HBCUs, you said something earlier. You said that HBCUs aren't ready yet for that. And we see, of course, what you're doing, Jackson State. Howard, I think they just got a Jordan.
Yep, Jordan Brand. Yep.
So, but how do they get? Because like you said, the budget is always going to be in the favor of the power schools. Whereas Texas, they have their own network.
But did you guys say why? Somebody sooner or later got to say why.
So how do we change it? How do we get the HBCUs ready?
First of all, we got to get our business straight. We got to get the business straight. When I say the business straight, I could start from ticket sales all the way to concessions, to apparel, to understanding TV rights. And I could keep going down the list that you got to get this stuff together before you think God is going to bless you. God don't bless nothing that's raggedy, because that's going to be self-destruction. Only way God is going to bless you is you ready for the blessing. He's not going to put something on you that you can't carry, you can't handle. And we're just now getting to the point that we could handle the blessings that he has for us. When I first got here, no, we couldn't. And I'm not just saying it just because of me, but no, we couldn't, because we were raggedy. And it was no structure, no order. I mean.
What up, family? What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's happening? Go ahead and smash that like button. Smash that like button. What's cracking lacking? It's going to be me, Dolo, tonight. I'm going to open the stream up early. Though it's late, I wasn't sure if I was going to come on tonight, but man, it's Wednesday. It's pre-homecoming week for Alabama State. Got our Jack State Tigers coming to Montgomery. We coming to take over the Gump. How's everybody doing? What's going on, everybody? Main thing was I wanted to come on, man, put out a video on the channel. Hopefully everybody that's on the page so far, is everybody subscribed to the channel? If not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get, and then turn your notification bells on, man. So every time I bring you a video, you get that notification and you get the prompt to play. Got a lot of comments. Video I dropped yesterday regarding my homecoming idea. I thought it was I went back, I was in Miami, first game, right? And man, that first week, 0, going into week 1, we was getting our behinds whooped. You know what I mean? By the big boys, man. We played these Power 5 games, the SWAC, and we was getting, just destroyed. So wasn't too happy about that. And so I pitched the idea, how we could circumvent taking those games that we're only getting pennies on the dollar, to try to figure out other ways to schedule more competitively while yet at the same time making budget. So first and foremost, shout out to Alabama State for scheduling Jackson State for their homecoming. It's good business. I mean, football aside, I mean, it's good business. They sold out. So looking for an amazing weekend in Montgomery. So everybody that's going to be going to Montgomery, this will be my first time ever experiencing their homecoming. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be rowdy. They got a great stadium, got a great, got probably the best facilities in all of the HBCU. They got some big time recruits coming on visits. So the Tigers will be there trying to wreck shop, man. So a lot of talk about that. So I'll just open up with this one. So the video really just basically hit on the fact that it's just an idea. I got a lot of comments, man, and some of the comments you wouldn't believe, because it's like I was talking to Zoe today, and I'm gonna stand in for my bro. And like I said, I'm gonna open the stream up early, so if somebody want to come on, they can definitely come on with me and rock with me. I'm not gonna keep you too long. It's not gonna be no long 4-hour stream. Not doing that tonight, baby. I mean, we'll go until the indicator goes off, and then we'll shut it down. But just wanted to talk about the mindset, man. We're getting ready for some football. I mean, it's gonna be an exciting weekend for some football, and I think we're gonna absolutely come in, handle business, and get on out. You know what I mean? So with that being said, in reference to the video, like I said, Alabama State, 26,000 seat stadium, sold out parking. I mean, they're gonna make some money on this weekend. So, but I was saying, as a what's the word I'm looking for? As a replacement for Power Five ass kickings for a check, we should get creative. And I was talking to Zoe about this. I said, what if, and I'm gonna just pitch the idea. I've already said it. If you hadn't caught that video, go check it out. But this is a quick idea, and then I'll open up, see what y'all talking about. So let's say you schedule it, and this is not a one size fits all. See, I don't know why, man. When you pitch an idea, and I'm gonna stay contained tonight. I just think sometimes what we have to do as a people, we need to realize that when someone is pitching an idea, it's not a cookie cutter, blanketed, one size fits all idea. It's really just an idea that's designed to get you to start thinking a little bit deeper and creative. And then you take it and you customize it and do what you do. It's almost like a template. But I was using, I didn't even use Jackson State as an example. I used someone like FAMU who has, one of these stadiums. And I just used a 15,000 seat stadium in my example. The thing I was pitching is that if you got, let's say you're averaging 5 to 6 home games per season, we are charging ticket prices probably that's very close to what we were charging in early 2000s. So we're talking about 2 decades that passed by, and you haven't really seen a major ticket increase across the board. We are okay with spending $200-300 for outfits for the weekend to go to the parties, but how dare you? You don't you dare raise them ticket prices $5-10 to make budget. Don't you dare do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me put my money where I want to put my money, but I don't want to pay more for a game ticket. So the thing I said, hey, what if we did something like this? Now, granted, when you make a drastic change like the ideal I'm about to pitch, there has to be, it's about how you deliver the message. You would absolutely have to deliver the message to your fan base, to your alumni in a way that's palatable. If you go to them and say, look, we're not giving at the rate Coach Brown talked about us being raggedy. We got to get our business straight. Listen, if we say we're not getting the money back that we think we need to get back, and we don't want to continue to schedule these games, so we're gonna pitch this idea that we're gonna remove homecoming from the season ticket package, or that's one way to do it, and make everybody pay for homecoming on a single ticket basis, or you give a discount on homecoming at a higher clip, but you discount it if they buy season tickets. And then if you don't buy season tickets, you're gonna pay max rate. And it's not to tax your people, it's really designed to raise money. Because if you're saying we have a very, very lucrative opportunity to make a lot of money during homecoming, where we can make our budget 2 times over if everybody buys into what we're doing. Now, don't not come to the game. We're saying instead of going and spending $600 on a pair of Alexander McQueens or a pair of Gucci's so you can go stand across the club and stare at somebody we know how to put that shit on, right? Like that, hey, we know how to put it on, but I just shake my head when you throw an ideal about ticket prices and the amount of excuses that people come up with as to why we can't do it. Somebody was like, well, I'll pay $100 for a homecoming ticket if it comes with a drink and a hot dog. They was like, no, you'll do better. I'm just asking people to donate $100. Well, I'm like, how are you okay with donating $100, but you're not okay with paying? And what we're saying indirectly, people, is that I am not okay with paying top dollar for our stuff. Our stuff is not worth us spending. I'll rather go give my money away to people that don't really make clothes and apparel and designer for us anyway. I'd rather go give my money to them than to put that money where it can be utilized the most. But that's just one idea. I'm not getting on nobody. I just want to pitch an idea real quick. So 2 ways I did it. I'm saying I'm shut up, then I go to the comments. I was talking to Zoe about this. I said, like I said, you can either get a discount if you buy it through season tickets. But this is what I was saying. I was saying we can redefine what we mean by money game. Coach Prime, y'all saw the clip. He said, look, it's almost like a money game, right? Alabama State is probably giving all of us a template. Now, granted, it is Jackson State. I know the past few seasons they haven't had the level of attendance, but this is all I would say. You know, I mean, homecoming is probably the most attended game. I think consistently we all could say. And I know we've been fortunate enough to have we got a 60,000 seat stadium and we got big time rivals. Games like Jackson State going to Alcorn, that ticket price should be higher because there's going to be a lot of people there, right? And I'm not going to fret with every school picking the one game that they think they're going to have the most people and actually charge the most. And if you're saying that we're intentionally trying to generate revenue because we're not getting back the money that we think we need, I don't think many people are going to say, no, I'm not going to go to the game because the ticket price for that. I just think we just assume that people can't pay it or people won't pay it. But I think it's all about the delivery, how you communicate it. And if you get in contact with me, if you're in touch with your alumni base and your fans and supporters, and you're conveying to them what you need, I can't see how people can fret at you coming in saying, look, we're not making budget. We need to make budget, and this is how we're going to make budget. We need your support. We need you to be okay with this. We need to capitalize on these opportunities. And so for one game, one single game, we'll give you everything you've been getting, but for one single game, we're going to raise the prices. And the day that we raise the prices is going to be the day that everybody is more than likely to show up to the stadium. So, for example, I mean, shit. If let's just say, I'm not saying they would do this, but I'm just saying, let's say they charge, $100 for, if Alabama State charged $100 for all the tickets that they sold for homecoming, 26,000 tickets. I mean, you're talking about $2.6 million that they would have made, and I don't know how any way you can make that kind of money in HBCU football. That's crazy bread, right? Many of us could. Some of us don't make that a whole season when we're talking about expenses and travel and all that good stuff. When you add up all the classic, you add up all your home games, some of us don't make that in all of our home games. So I just wanted to add a little bit more context to the video I put out. I'm not an AD. I don't have a program. I'm not in control of Jack State ticket prices. I'm just an alum that's just thinking outside the box, and it was an idea that came to me that I thought I'd throw out there. Now watch what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna grab a hold of this, and somebody's gonna make this happen, and somebody's gonna be on to the money. Because I may not be an athletic director, but I'm the accountant for my finances, and you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying to y'all is that this is how we're gonna do it. These types of conversations are important because we are tight with our ADs, we are tight with our administrators and stuff like that in some of these programs, and it's not going to hurt for us to pitch ideas to them that could be creative and could, bring about a nice little chunk of change for our institution. So it's got to be more than just the same old method of just going out there getting your ass kicked for a 450,000 or 500,000. It ain't. You gotta ask yourself, is it really worth that? You know what I mean? Or if we're trying to bolster the profile, it's easier. It's better for people to say, well, y'all ain't playing nobody, than to actually go out there and play a Power 5 school and get embarrassed. At least you have the false pretense and mindset that, you know what, maybe we could compete with them if you never play them, right? I think you should definitely schedule out of conference, but I think you should schedule strategic. Schedule your some top tier FCS programs as well as maybe some Group of 5 FBS schools. That's probably the sweet spot for us at HBCU that have solid programs, and then you're gonna probably still get your butt whooped in some instances, but I understand that not everybody has the luxury, and that's why I didn't use Jackson State as in the example, because sometimes people think that when you pitch out ideas that everything is centered around Jackson State. I used a 15,000 seat stadium at a at the price of $100 a ticket, and somebody come on was like, bro, your math ain't math. That's not $1.5 million. I was like, stay in school, homie. You know what I'm saying? Just take all the zeros, player, and just add the zeros up and then input your comma. He's like, that's not, I don't know how you get that. I'm like, he said, man, he actually said this. He was like, man, $100 times 15,000 is just 150,000. I was like, boy, I want to let me be your accountant so I can pencil whoop the shit out of you and take all your money from you. But anyway, let's get started. Let me see what y'all talk about in this thing, man. I'm gonna somebody just looked like they just donated, but I don't know who that is. Let me scroll down and get caught up. Oh man, GS everything. Appreciate you there, baby. Appreciate that a whole lot. And hey, Kenny Banks, you're absolutely right, man. People spend that in the clubs on Friday. See, here's the thing, man. I asked Zoe the question. I said, Zoe, what was Jackson State ticket prices in 1990? And I think he said walk-up prices in not 1990, like 2000. I think in the year 2000, we was going to football games. I want to say, man, it was somewhere around the $30 price point. Might have been 25 or 30, but listen to what I'm talking about. So I work in an industry right now where every day, man, there's costs going up every single day. I mean, like literally every single day. Every single day, there's price increases. And you see it all around with gas, with food, with everything. So I'm not advocating that you make this drastic ass price increase with ticket price across HBCU. It increase strategically as you can see fit, maybe $5, $10 here, and it's a soft increase for some. But you got to do something. You know, the cost of operating is not the same. So if you're operating at a higher rate, then you're obviously going to have to make that revenue go some kind of way. We can't be afraid to ask our base to pay a higher ticket cost. But I was talking about an idea that's totally separate than ticket price increases. I was talking about intentionally charging $100 for one game, for the sole purpose of fundraising, for the sole purpose of generating money, for the sole purpose of making your budget, and actually charging your fan base and alumni base to come to the game. And if you can't come to the game on that day, coincide that with your day of giving. Have another day of giving. You know what I mean? So it's ways to do it. I'm just saying we have to just we become complacent with the idea of thinking that the only way we can get it is to just play money games. And that's my point. Section 112, absolutely. I think I'm just saying general admission $100 on that one day. On that one day, whatever that day is, for this simple Ken Clark idea, I'm saying general admission $100, reserve seats 125, box seats 125. One game ain't gonna hurt you, man. I refuse to believe that. We got it. I think I believe in our people, man, and I think our people we can do anything we put our minds to. I just think we just have subscribed to the mindset that we are not willing to pay more for our stuff. Zoe says it all the time. Black folks devalue black things all the time. So I think it's hard to debate that. It's hard to defute that statement when you pitch ideas like that and you see some of the responses that you get from people, man. And it's just like, wow. And I had to go on this whole little soliloquy on why I felt like what I'm saying you're not going to isolate your old elderly fan base. You're not going to isolate the folk that's been your loyal. You're not. Nobody said to secretly roll out $100 price point for one game. No, you have to be intentional about it. You have to over communicate. You have to go to your fan base. You got to go to all your alumni chapters. You got to go to all your and say, this is what we need to do. And we need your support. You use social media. You use marketing strategies. You use all this stuff that's free. Because one thing we use to close the gap, which was Coach Prime talked about in that interview, we use social media to close the gap on money. That's how we offset the budget woes or shortages when it comes to recruiting. Social media, everybody's on social media. Why not go to them? You know, bring in your reporters to come in and say, this is what we're doing. And we call it the money game. We redefine what money game means. You know what I'm saying? The big boys don't have money games. They give out money. Every game is a money game for them because you ain't gonna go to these man, you go try to get an Alabama versus, anybody at Bryant-Denny Stadium ticket and tell me what that price point is. Anybody that's in Alabama, how much is the average ticket cost for an Alabama game? And then go look at the crowd at Bryant-Denny. Not only are they in there and they got that damn thing packed the hell out. Now, I know Alabama is one example, but why not, why not? Why not use the best, as an example and try to mirror that and just try to, do whatever you can to elevate. We're just talking about what we can control. We ain't talking about nothing else. We're not talking about anything else. All I'm saying is that there are some things that we can do in our control that can be a little bit more strategic, that could close some of the gaps if we were just strategic about it and we over communicated about it. I just believe that we would be okay with it. I don't think the naysayers would win out on that. If you pitched the ideal and said, this is what we're doing, this year would have been a great time to roll that out at Jackson State. Say, look, we ain't got no money games on the schedule. So what we're gonna do is for homecoming when we play Campbell, we're gonna. I know our price point might be Jack State being hot right now, $100 general admission. If you ain't got season tickets, when you go to go JSU, myimpacttickets.com, your ass gonna pay $100 for homecoming, baby. Drop that 100. You get what I'm saying? And no, it does not come with parking. Drop that Honda. I need you to put that big bin on put it on something, like my man so on YouTube always say. You know what I mean? And just think about that. So I mean, you could do the Southern game. There's no way in the hell we should be paying $35 for a Jackson State versus Southern ticket. There's no way in the hell we shouldn't be paying that. That's just insane. We're gonna have 60,000 people busting out the seams when we play that game. If let's say Southern don't lose another game and they on a winning streak up until the time they get to Jackson, that game gonna be busting out the seams. And I'm telling you, we ought to be busting heads at the ticket counter. We ought to be busting heads at the ticket counter, man. I would jack the prices up in a heartbeat because people gonna pay for it. Why not? Why are we acting like we can't? Thank you, man. My brother just sent this to me. So yeah, thanks for sending that to me, bro. Boom just sent me the ticket prices for. Woo. Oh yeah. So this is strategic pricing. So I'm gonna post this, y'all. I'm gonna put this on the stream if y'all don't mind. Give me just a quick second. I'm gonna log in from my phone, and I just want to give y'all an example. I mentioned Alabama, and I asked what that would look like. So let's throw this up on the stream so we can get some type of context, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, we got ADs getting fired left and right around the conference because people just ain't, for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm just let me do this. Bear with me, and then like I said, the stream is on there, so if anybody want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. This is we just conversing tonight, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna upload this pic real quick, and then that way we'll get an example. Because sometimes when you talk, man, people don't really hear what you're saying. But sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's jump into it real quick. So this is single game ticket prices. This is Alabama's schedule this year. So you got tier 1, okay, $45, tier 3, $25. So those are kind of like your Mississippi Valley games, Gramblin's coming to town, maybe that Louisiana Monroe, $60 tier 1, $45 tier 3. Vanderbilt, this SEC game. Vanderbilt got a little money up there in Tennessee. So we're going to charge tier 1, $90, tier 3, $75. Texas A&M, hey, that Jimbo Fisher comment, they coming in town. We're going to charge $140, $100. Mississippi State, $110, $175. Austin Peay, we're going to drop that thing back down again, $45, $25. Auburn, look at the Iron Bowl, $170, $130. And that's not even including like the head count. So I don't know. I think Bryant-Denny holds what, 90-some thousand seats. Man, I think Bryant-Denny is I think their attendance, I think Bryant Denny Stadium holds, and that's not, now we're talking about, these are state-of-the-art facilities, and I know some of our facilities aren't even close to these types of programs, but it doesn't mean that you can't still try to do the best you can with what you have to work with. Bryant Denny holds, oh my gosh, they hold, damn, I ain't real. Yeah, it is. It's 101,000. So 101,821 seats. So let's throw it back up there real quick. Let's just say, shit, we'll go with the lowest tier. Let's go for the iron, for the Iron Bowl. So you do $130, just give or take, times 101,821. They made $13 million. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That just tickled the shit out of me. I'm sorry. Woo. Wow. Good gracious alive, man. So we talking, I know this is Alabama, and I know this is, how many home games? We talking 7 home games. Now we know we play 11, for the most part, play 11 games. But again, if you just wanted a template, you can roll this out. But again, sometimes you have to like call meetings to your alumni association and say, look, this is what we need to do. We're going to get strategic with our pricing. We're going to do what we're going to do. And I get it. Our stadiums aren't the newest. Our stadium aren't the state of the art. But who gives a shit if it's not that? Because we're asking you, we're telling you what we're trying to do. How you expect anything for us to get? All right, I'm not gonna get on no soapbox. I'm just pitching an idea, and I'm not even attacking anybody for disagreeing. It's okay. It's just an idea. It's not real. It's a hypothetical. You can say, "Oh, we got old stadium," whatever. Whatever excuse you come up with, even if it's a legitimate excuse. All I'm saying to you is that usually the way we are as a people, if they come to us and say, "Look, we need this. And this is why we need it. This is what we're going to do." The communication part is free. I think the strategy is in how it's communicated. I don't think that this idea would be a bad idea if it's rolled out right. And like I said, it can be customized. So whatever that looks like for whomever, I'm not trying to, specify what it should be. I'm just saying, I just think, and again, that is true. Season ticket sales, I already covered that. You escape this. You escape this if you buy season tickets. We absolutely want you to buy more season. That's the goal. Buy season tickets, people. Be like myself. It's like people like myself and Zoe, we always buy 3. I just got a text tonight from my sister. My sister and my niece is coming to the homecoming game. Like, she's like, "Bro, you get a discount on tickets?" I'm like, "No." "But do you need tickets?" "Okay, I'll get you tickets." My sister ain't got to buy no tickets for Jack State. I'll buy them out of my pocket because that's somebody that never goes to games. So she wants to take her child, who's right in Jackson, in Mississippi, in the heart of Jackson, and she want to take her, my niece to a game and get that experience. I'm gonna make sure she can do what she needs to do. But my point is, it was just an idea. The only reason I opened up with this was because I put a video on the channel. For those that are new to the page, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, make sure you turn your notification bell on. All I'm saying is that there's so many ways to level up with what we're doing and get money. I just think we historically leave a lot of money on the table because we just do bad business. Coach Prime mentioned one thing when he talked about we're not ready. He talked about understanding, not just, we always throw around TV deals. He said we got to understand TV rights, like the knowledge and understanding of the things that we are ignorant of. And it's okay to be ignorant of something. It's not to be offensive. All of us are ignorant of something. Like the car I drive, I expect, just like you do. When I go out there and push that button with that key in there, that motherfucker need to turn on and it just need to do what it do to go the way I got to go. I don't know what. Hey, I'll be looking. I'm not the guy to go up under the hood and try to figure it out. I can check my oil. I can change tires. I can do all the basic stuff. You know, I can watch the indicator and know, okay, I need to go to the shop for this. You get what I'm saying? But my point is, I know what the lights mean, but I don't know how it works. So I'm ignorant of how a vehicle works. So it's a lot of things that we're ignorant of, and it's okay. But I'm saying this mentality of if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it is a thing that I think is um I'm not sure what you're talking about, Brandon. You should come on, man. Talk about what happened in the spaces. I don't even. I jumped in spaces for just a second, but you don't have to come on the stream, but you can put it in the chat. But yeah, man, that was it. I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of context to the video I posted up, and I'm gonna keep coming with them. If it's something that I think pops up in my head, if I get a chance to sit down with our AD, I'll definitely run it by him and see what he think about it. It don't mean that he'll take the idea and run with it. Season ticket package, $150. There you go. I mean, that's for. I'm saying my thing is this. You know, you get your best bang for your buck if you buy season tickets. But I'm gonna bust your head with them single game tickets, especially for big games. I just think big game. We need to have a strategy that's similar to Alabama. The way they tier, and it's not just Alabama. It's every school. Most schools do that. We should not be charging $35 for a damn Southern game that's gonna be 60,000 people. When the demand goes up, the cost should go up. That's how that works. Supply and demand dictates terms. So people stop waiting until the day to buy tickets, then get mad and then long line. So this is the thing about Jackson State now. You can go online now to go matter of fact, I think I still have the banner. If I think I still have it. Booyah. Right there. Get your Jackson State football tickets and parking pass online at gojsutigers.myimpacttickets.com. Now, you can't get in the parking pass. That's pretty much sold out right now. But you can definitely go get a game ticket because I do like the new concept that we rolled out. It was a little clunky initially, but the QR codes are working just fine. One thing about our attendance has been off. And it has been off because we're only counting what's scanned. Like there's a lot more people that I don't know how they account for everyone else. Like I know for a fact that I'm in the stadium and I wasn't accounted for. All of us down there on the sideline, and none of us. I know they don't count the sideline people, but I'm just saying like maybe everyone is getting scanned. I'm not sure, but the thing we'll say is this: I know that that's what's being accounted for. So we'll see. I like the new code. I like the new method though. You go online, you get a QR code. Hey, you can save it on your phone. I can easily buy tickets for my sister and my niece and just text her and say, hey sis, here go your 2 tickets. Just have these on you when you go to the gate. They're gonna scan you in. We're good to go. I like that. So there is no lines anymore for Jackson State, and we got all the gates open. Alcorn and Southern need to be the two highest priced games. Well, Alcorn is going to be in Norman at Jack Spink Stadium. I don't have a problem if they bust our head. I don't care. I mean, Alabama State could have charged us $75 a ticket, man. I would have been perfectly fine with it because I understand you got to get your bag, man. Get paid, young. Get paid. Get paid. Get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna knock nobody for getting their bag, man. So we live in a capitalistic society in the community in the world that we live in. This is hey, you got to strike while the iron is hot. And like I said, I buy black. I shop with my people. I don't ask for discounts. That's just because that's just how I get down. Because I know that there's certain stores that I go into that we can go into where a discount ain't even an option. So I tend to just try to have a good character and a good rapport with people. So if they decide that they want to throw a brother some or give a discount, then by all means, they I appreciate that. So $50 is a reasonable price for a big SWAC football game. I think you're absolutely. I think it's a reasonable price for a big. It depends on it depends on what game you're talking about. Because I could challenge you on that, Greg. Great idea, but I still could challenge you and say, what does reasonable mean and what is that based off of? If you're basing it off of the underpriced tickets that we have now, okay. General admission 50, yeah. Reserve 75. box 100. That's not a bad ticket. That's not a bad. I actually would be okay with that. You know what, G? I would be okay with that. I would be okay with, um, you know, if homecoming was $55 and Southern was $65, $50, I would be okay with that. But we're not talking about because in every stadium you got some higher tier seats. So general admission ain't a bad price point. I can rock with that. I can work with that. We can work with $50 because I mean, if the average ticket price is $35, Greg, we talking an extra $15. So if you sell, let's just say you sell 10,000, not even 10,000. Let's just say you sell 7,500 of those tickets times $15. I mean, that's an extra 112,000 just on top of that. So great idea. I like the idea of. I'm just saying we can close the gap on some of the stuff that we're missing on if we just be strategic in certain areas. You don't you give a little bit over here, and I understand that you can just do flat rate, and then that way you don't have to fluctuate. So you don't have to charge $20 for Valley, or you don't have to charge $50 over here. You just do flat rate, and then it covers for the whole season. But keep in mind, season tickets is going to help you avoid that. So if you don't want to pay the higher ticket price, then buy the season tickets. That's all I'm saying. So the discount is going to be in the season tickets. It's absolutely going to be in the season ticket. I just think single game tickets is the same thing. You get early bird specials. If you buy them out the gate, we're going to show some love. But boy, oh boy, if you buy the day of, got to get you. I got to get you. I'm gonna bust your head the day of, man. Yeah, yes, sir. You're gonna pay for hey, I guarantee you in a matter of a short period of time, you have everybody buying season tickets to avoid the ticket cost. Now you're gonna still have some head busters toward the end of it, but at the end of the day, so how can we watch it on game? You're talking about the game itself. The game on Saturday is going to be on ESPN3, brother. So just go to your ESPN app, or you can go to your laptop or your tablet and go to your ESPN mobile app, and you should be able to watch it on the watch. So this game will be on ESPN3. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Scroll up, see if I missed anything. Needs his own TV deal like Notre Dame. We need to link with OWN. I can rock with that. Like I said, again, that's gonna come with having the right people, having the right conversations at the right time. And right as of right now, we're in the SWAC. The SWAC has a TV deal with ESPN for right now, and I think we would have to figure out a way to negotiate. We should be able to negotiate outside of the actual deal. It can't just be exclusive rights because I don't know what the money calls for that. But even if we signed a deal like that, we probably would have to wait until after we get outside of that deal. I'm not an actual expert on these TV deals, but that's what the people that get paid to get the big bucks are should be well versed in and should be putting us in the best possible situation they can. Shaking my head makes me feel good to see Jay shoot the new practice field, the new facilities winning is a play. Absolutely. Yeah, we like new shiny things, man, but you got to keep in mind those new shiny things is no, ESPN3 is not associated with ESPN Plus. ESPN3 is not ESPN Plus. That's probably a better way of saying it. Not trying to correct you, but ESPN3 means that if you're using the Watch app, you can still watch it on your Watch app. It won't. Basically, ESPN3 is ESPN.com. That's really what that is. So yeah, right on time. Said, let's talk football. All right, let's get it, man. I watched the Alabama State, and y'all know we got Jack State, Alabama State coming up. I watched the Alabama State versus Texas Southern game, man. I scouted that game out. Damn, boy, I was trying my best to get through it. It was a snooze fest. Very, very. Here's my thing about this game on Saturday, man. We got Alabama State. They have an offense that's just not made to put up. In my opinion, Alabama State is not going to be running it all because they want to run the ball first. They got a freshman quarterback Only played in a handful of college games thus far. D. Davis, quick with his feet, not the most accurate. He can make some throws. Got a good tight spiral on the ball. But I like our chances, and I like our chances hot and heavy if they get behind, because if we force him to have to throw, it's going to be nightmarish for them, especially with our DBs and our D line applying pressure. I think from a football standpoint, when you look at the matchup, they're going to want to. They got 3 running backs, number 8, number 2, and number 0. For what I got from the screen, those 3 running backs are definitely, they're going to put the ball in their hands a lot. And I think they absolutely 65-35 run to pass. They are definitely a running team. The goal for them is to take the air out of the ball. That's going to be their strategy against us. Jack State high-powered offense. The best way to beat us is try to mobilize us, or no mobilize Shador, keep Shador on the sideline. So if you can make those long, methodical, ugly, slow, boring drives, then you absolutely, and I do mean absolutely, have a chance against another team, but not against Jack State. In my honest opinion, I think styles make fights, matchups matter. But this is one of those things where Alabama State absolutely, no slack in the SWAC, they absolutely want to slow this game down. They want 4 yards on first down, then they want another 3 yards, and then on third down they want to pick up 4. They want to run 3 plays to get a first down, and they'll pass to keep us honest. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I don't know if so. Here's the thing: looking at the quarterback play for them, D. Davis is one of those quarterbacks. I don't want to say typical SWAC quarterback, but I guess I can. Where when things start to look shaky, he won't take off running. But when them running lanes close up pretty quickly, he'll try to make a last minute throw at the last minute. He don't see the linebacker or the safety sitting in the zone. He definitely could throw an interception or throw it to the other team. Texas Southern they had a couple times they could have picked him off, ball slipped right through their hands. So I think for us, we just got to do what we do. I think when you look at the two, us having True Thompson hopefully playing on Saturday, the expectations for him to play, you got him and Devontae Davis that can eat up the interior line. And then you got those linebackers, Aubrey Miller, Baron Hobson, Jarente Davis, Khalil Arrington, Jeremiah Brown most all coming off the edge, but interior linebackers are going to be the ones that's going to be zeroed in to try to stop the run. Because we can commit to shutting that running game down because we have the cornerback play. I like our chances versus their receivers. Their receivers will probably finish the lowest in the SWAC when it comes to passing yards and receptions because they're just not built like that. So they're one of those teams where they hope for a Tennessee State type game, but if we get up 2-3 touchdowns, they don't have a snowball chance in hell to catch up because they just don't have the offense to do it. It's just one of them type games, man, where you just I tapped in a little bit on the pregame show, went live tonight. Neely, Chuck Bishop, Big Bro then was talking about he made a great point. He was like, you know, that we just got, when we get in the red zone, we can't turn the ball over. We can't have them goofy ass turnovers, man, in the red zone, get down to the end and fumble the ball on the goal line. We've had 2 touchdowns, bro, where we fumbled going across the goal line. When we do stupid stuff like that, that gives teams like that hope. Could it be a trap game? Hell no. We're going to beat the hell out of them. I mean that. I don't mean that to be cocky. I mean that just because I think we're gonna try to bust the clock on them. They got a lot of big time recruits that's coming there. We're gonna put on a show, and we're gonna make them recruits want to come to Jackson to see how we get down in the Jack. It's Montgomery Jackson this weekend. Or should I call it Jackson Montgomery? We taking over, man. They gonna make their money. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I'm looking at the style of play, and I get it. Turnovers, injuries can equalize anything. The weather looks to be good. High 79, low of 47. Bro, it's going to drop to damn near Antarctica after the game over with. Just an FYI. So make sure y'all that going to stay tonight cover up, man. Man, I tell you. But that's what I got from it. From an offensive standpoint, I gotta give their defense some. I gotta show their defense some love. They do have a good linebacker play. Colton Adams, Bubba's solid. The D line men are pretty decent. Good, big body. They got two cornerbacks that are pretty physical. Good cornerbacks. Keenan Isaac and Ershad Davis. Those two cornerbacks are decent. I think they can win some battles, but I just think we got way too many weapons. I think they play a four-man defensive front. I'm looking at it like if you playing a four-man defensive front and you dropping Colts and Adams into coverage, I like our chances, bro. You we gonna y'all might have to go into a three-man front just to offset this. And I get it. You may want to try to apply pressure. They probably gonna stick to who they are and just try to get pressure on Shador. But I like our chances with our O line versus their D line. That's just my. What does the safety play look like? I mean, the safeties they don't do much for me. They okay. Our safety play is fine. I mean, I think we get Shiloh back this game. I don't know if Shiloh ain't to me isn't. He still got to get in game shape. I'm rolling with Herman Smith and Killer Cam all day, every day. John Huggins all day, every day. From their end of it, Shiloh gets some burn. Greg still out with injury. Haven't been practicing, so I don't expect to see him play on Saturday. As for them, their safety play wasn't very. It wasn't anything special. I think their special is in the D line play and number one. Colton Adams is their guy. Their linebacker, he's one of the best linebackers probably in HBCU football right now. He's just a great tackler. When he get his hands on you, he's solid. So Bellamy, number 8, their cornerback, their slot cornerback. Well, is Bellamy a safety? If he's safety, then he's decent. I can't remember if 8 plays safety or if he played in the nickel, but Ershad Davis and Keenan Isaac are solid enough to respect. But I just think the way we death by 1,000 paper cuts. You sit in the zone, we kill you with the zone. If you commit to the pass, we're gonna gas you with Savion and Tito. You know what I mean? So and JD. So it's so many ways to get creative with that defense. I mean, with our offense versus their defense. We just need to score. I want to score quick. I want to get on the board fast, and I want to apply pressure and make them have to do something uncharacteristic. That's my strategy against them. Got to kill a Cam Jersey T ready for the yes sir. That's my little brother right there. Shiloh is on a pitch count. That is absolutely true. I would definitely put him on a pitch count, get him a little burn just to get him out there and get his feet wet, so he can go to Jacksonville and do the same thing. Be ready for Campbell. That's how I would ease Shiloh back into the mix. The JSU line will be key with the rotation and depth. We should be able to wear them down. Absolutely agree. I think we got Antonio Doyle coming back. So we got Niles Gaddy. We got J.D. Martin. Not J.D. Martin. We got Jeremiah Brown. We got Justin Reagan coming off the edge. We got who else comes off the edge for us that I know get so Doyle, Gaddy, Brown, who am I missing off the edge? Because I know they play a lot, but you got Julius Lewis in the middle, Mercier in the middle, Katron in the middle, Devontae Davis in the middle, True in the middle, Griffiths maybe off the edge, plays off the edge. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But Doyle being back is a good thing. I think he'll be back in the rotation. But the depth is going to be, they ain't used to that kind of depth. King, absolutely. My bad, Boom. Thank you. King, absolutely. King is the other edge rusher. My goodness. And I like King a lot, man. I really do. Reagan is, Justin Reagan is, I mentioned him. Yeah, man. I like King a lot. I do. It was a great pickup for us off the edge, man. So Wyman is absolutely back. Shout out to Wyman. Shout out to 13. I want to see him stretch that field, man, and apply some pressure, man. K-Tron stopping everything on the run in the run game. I mean, seeing big K-Tron out there, man, this is going to be good. K-Tron is going to get some burn in this game because they want to run the ball. Telling you right now, their number one thought. Now, I think what about Frankie Burgess? I don't think Frankie is back yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think he is back. And from what I've seen and what I've heard, I don't think Frankie's back. Travis is not back for whoever put that foolishness out there. Maybe next game, but not this week. If we can raise the bar for the conference financially, we can obtain our own TV sports network. I like it. I tell you who I do like. I like HBCU Go. I'm a fan of them. They did a damn good job over the weekend, and they production and they presentation and picture quality and commentating is superb. Absolutely outstanding. So shout out to HBCU Go for what they're doing. So we say Prime is really letting the public know that he can't wait till Saturday. It actually surprises me that he is letting the public know. No, it ain't that. He was very vocal about. Well, yeah, I think after what y'all saw, I think after what y'all saw last year, we got the pink scooter. Yeah, it's okay. I don't think it ain't no secret what we coming to do. You know what I mean? They gonna play hard. They gonna give it their all. I mean, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I just don't think they got enough. Just the type of team that they have is just not a good matchup for the type of team that we have. So if we go play Jack State football, they ain't got a snowball chance in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Just telling you. Kravis coming back for Camel game. I feel the same way. I mean, I think he'll be I like to see him on a pitch count in Jacksonville next week, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. That would be my desire, you know. Yeah, Coach Prime is a master marketer, man. That's all I was just saying. I pitched an idea, but it's all about how you market it. I mean, people can poo-poo it and say, no, bro, that ain't a good idea, or no, I wouldn't do that. But my question is, what are you basing it off of? And it'll work for somebody. Trust me. It may not work for everybody, but I guarantee it'll work for somebody. Man, absolutely not. Travis ain't red shirt. No, he'll be back. Ain't no way he red shirt. He ain't gonna play. You know, Travis is one of them talents that could play 3 years in college and go to pro anyway. So I'm not red shirting if I'm him, because you got to understand that we've only played 4 games. This will be game number 5. He played in and he's played in 1 game already. So now if they play, I mean, they possibly can play him. They could redshirt him and play him, play him versus Campbell, Southern, and then Alcorn. They could do that and just redshirt him. I don't know. I don't know if that's the strategy. I can't answer that. But you got to keep in mind, you know, Travis is a 19-year-old kid, man. So in 2 years, meaning he'll be 21, so he definitely be draft eligible in 2 years and 2 seasons, and I'm pretty sure he'll be a lot stronger, a lot more polished in his skill set, and you know, wherever Coach Prime is at, hopefully he's still at Jack State, and Travis will be with him. So that's my thoughts on that. But I don't see him red shirt, and I just think I think they were very cautious about the injury part. You got to keep in mind, you still got the we're trying to get to the Celebration Bowl. So that means after our 11 games, we got another 2 games left to play. You know, that's the goal. So if Travis plays 7 games in the season, I mean, that's not bad. You know what I mean? I know, especially for the type of injury that he had, high ankle sprains could take a long time to heal, because you need your feet, you need your wheels in order to move around. And in the position that he plays, cutting and all that type stuff, you don't want to see no Achilles injuries and stuff like that. It could have been, that's the thing that looking at the time frame, it could have been something to that effect. If it was an Achilles sprain, hell, you got to get off of that, because you damn sure don't want to tear your Achilles. That's a whole year. That's a calendar year after surgery before you can get back to your normal self. And y'all know how it is with injuries. If you're not careful, one thing goes out. The first thing that goes out is something on the opposite leg, because you're always compensating and putting everything on the opposite leg. Usually when you tear a hamstring, it's the opposite ACL that's next, or Achilles or something to that effect. But high ankle sprains is minimum 6 weeks, man. It takes a while, man. Especially depending on the severity of it. Then you mess around and tweak that bad baby. You're talking about another extra two weeks or something, you know. So you're talking about 4 months. I mean, 2 months. I'm thinking 4 months, 4 weeks per month. But you're talking about easily 2 months that you're out messing around with a high ankle sprain. So you just count the days from from SWAC Media Day. I'm not sure. I think SWAC Media Day was definitely in July. So you got July, then you got September, and we just in October. So he's really only 2 months from that. But he played the first game, and we don't know how he felt. We do know how he felt after the first game, and the coaches felt like it was just smart to shut him down and not push him because they didn't play him on offense, and that's part of who he is. He wants to play both sides of the ball. So we want to see the Travis that we saw at the spring game. We don't want to see just Travis playing cornerback. We want to see the exciting Travis that's catching passes and because he's a 5-star wide receiver just as much as he is a 5-star cornerback. Yep, that's the expectation. We're expecting to see Shiloh. We're expecting to see Headache Gang CEO back. I wish I would chill out and stop trying to rush him. Coaches, yeah, they do. I mean, we'll see him when we see him. About the Celebration Bowl, I hope Coach Prime is deferring to going to the playoffs, so he wouldn't want the program to have a national championship. I don't know where you heard that at. Matter of fact, we can't go to the playoffs unless we don't go to the SWAC championship game. So that's an absolute impossibility. And I don't I don't know where it came from. Coach Prime, the last video I heard Coach Prime talked about that was, why do we want to go to the playoffs? He said, why do we want to go to the playoffs? The Celebration Bowl is the goal. That's what Coach Prime said on the video that I last saw. Travis walks on his tiptoes, so do I. I take it easy. That's a good point. I wish folk leave the playoff talk along. Yeah, I've addressed that a good little bit. We're not going to the playoffs unless we lose and finish second place and don't go to the SWAC championship. FAMU game delayed his progress for sure. Or did it? I think the reason why they did that, they easily could have not played him, and we could have not have seen him. But I think what Coach did was let us see him because that was big time. First game of the season, everybody in their mama. You know, Travis is from Florida, y'all. Even though his family reside in Atlanta, he played in Swanee, Georgia, and I'll say it like this: that was a very, very monumental moment. And I understood why they did it. After they got that out of the way, it's like, all right, let's shut it down and we'll bring you back out when you're ready to come back out. So I like it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Just like y'all cool with just putting things in the chat. Nobody want to come over here and talk to me. I don't bite. I ain't gonna attack you. I just trying to understand how the FCS. Oh no. We want you to understand that. No, all love, man. This is a positive stream. We chop it up. It's about being educational. So just so you know, I'm gonna do this again. So the FCS playoffs starts the weekend of the Bayou Classic. So keep in mind, everybody. So Rosecrans, Bory TV, everybody's season for the most part ends the weekend before Thanksgiving. So we're gonna play Alcorn November the 19th. Our regular season is done, but there are a few teams that still play in the SWAC after that week. Two of those teams is Southern Grambling, and because of the Bayou Classic, the SWAC is ineligible to go to the playoffs unless there's an at-large bid by the second place team. So the team that's going to play in the SWAC championship game, the SWAC championship game is historically the first weekend in December. So if you're going to play in the SWAC championship game, the first weekend in December is the second round of the FCS playoffs. So just logistically, it won't work. The reason FAMU went last year is because they were second place in the East. We won the East, and they got an at-large bid because they had a decent 9-2 season. They lost to us by 1 point, so they were able to go on to the playoffs and got picked by the FCS, and they went to Southeast Louisiana and lost 35-0. For us, we would have to lose in order to go to the first round of the playoffs, because the playoffs starts literally. So if you recall, you can look back, you can Google this. So last year's Bayou Classic was on the exact same day as FAMU Southeastern Louisiana. You get what I'm saying? So logistically, we can't go to the playoffs and win the SWAC. The SWAC championship game is going to, like I said, going to be the second week. There'll be the first week in December, and the Celebration Bowl is the third week in December. So it's usually 2 weeks after the SWAC championship game. So that's the goal for us. So we can't go to the playoffs unless we do away with a SWAC championship game and the Bayou Classic changes date, and that's never going to happen. So that's it. It's okay. A lot of people don't understand that little caveat, so it's okay. I don't feel like somebody should be attacked for not knowing. It's always good to put the information out there and give clarity whenever there's a opportunity. So yeah. Technicalities, it won't happen. Yeah, for that reason alone, you got to be second place to go to. You got to be a strong second place too. Like last year, FAMU had a great case. They were 9-2. Like I said, they lost to us by 1 point, and I think they lost to an FBS school, I think, as well. I forget who they played, but it was somebody that didn't really count against them. So they had a really good case. Alcorn might be JSU, and then you woke up. Next comment. I'm gonna tell you like this right here, man. Y'all can I keep that narrative. Keep that narrative. I like that. Alcorn ain't got a goddamn chance beating Jack State. I don't care nothing about that running game. I don't care nothing about the style of play. Good luck. Try again next year. Just telling y'all. I know it's in Lorman. I get all that. No, player. You got a quarterback that can barely, he ain't, we're gonna take away your running game and make you have to beat us from the pass. So good luck with that. I don't know why y'all act like we ain't got the best defense in all the FCS. Y'all just think folks can just run out there and they just gonna run rush out on Jack State defense, huh? On a defense that's just now starting to get healthy. Not so fast, my friend. Now Mudbone won in he did win in Norman, 2014. Yes, sir. That's a good one. Good call. The Montanez Ivy to McKenzie, I want to say. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Oh yeah. Should have said number 46. I don't even know what that means, but might be the best word in that sentence, JSU got Alcorn. Might is the best word in that sentence. Might, yeah. They got a chance because we played a game. You always have a chance, but then again, there's reality, and everybody's optimistic. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. At the end of the day, I'm saying it this way because football is football. Now I do know that there are two equalizers, and every time you suit up, there are two equalizers. The number one equalizer is injuries. The number two equalizer is turnovers. Injuries and turnovers can make a great team look mediocre rapidly, i.e. Celebration Bowl. Go look at Jackson State Celebration Bowl. But honestly, Jackson State's 2021 team, in my opinion, would lose to Jackson State's 2022 team. Now I know you got the same quarterback, but you're talking about a freshman, true freshman quarterback that made a lot of mistakes and turned the ball over. Got hit with the turnover bug, trying to make something out of nothing, and it bit us. It bit us bad. We turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone. That's a recipe for disaster. And a quarterback that looked like a high school in the first half came out, looked like an NFL prospect in the second half. So man, momentum is a funny thing. So I get it. I get it. You know, Alcorn plays a style of play that you know that's favorable to them. Yeah, they play decent defense if they can stop us and equalize things. My question is, they had the best cornerbacks on their squad last year, and they've regressed in that department. So I don't know how you Blur Nation, you can try, but I'm just saying, unless you hit the quarterback, we got a much improved offensive line, a much improved running game, a much improved wide receiver core, a much improved tight end, a much improved signal caller, and a much improved defense. So I usually, when people like, that's more of a hope and less of a football thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think from a football standpoint, if you make the case from a football standpoint, let's talk football. Let's talk X's and O's. Tell me how you think so, other than just you hope they beat Jackson State. Because some of y'all want us to lose because y'all get tired of us. Y'all think we cocky. Hey, we talk like this when we was getting our ass kicked. That's just who we are. We love our Tigers, man. Hey, I know. You can throw the records out of you can throw all the records out. Oh, trust me. Shador Sanders is gonna try to put on a show in Longman, especially with that Steve McNair Heisman talk. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. Quote me on it. We'll go out there and put on a show. Yes, indeed. Oh yeah. Our band gonna be there too. Our fans gonna be there too. That game gonna be a sellout. We're going to play in multiple sellouts this year. I don't know if homecoming will be a sellout. It should be. I think Southern will be a sellout in Jackson, especially if they are on a roll. But if they lose Saturday to Prairie View, which I think they will, it might be a little different. We led the FCS in attendance one year with the losing record. You better tell them. Better tell them, Professor. You better tell them. I'm trying to tell you, man. Okay, we talk noise when we were barely here. Man, we lost to Kentucky State in 2019. I was sitting right in Lucas Oil Stadium, sick as a dog. They ran 5 plays on us, and guess what? We were still talking smack that year. I think that same year we beat Alcorn 7-3, if I ain't mistaken. I think we did. Somebody find me the score for 2019 when we was dumpster truck juice and went 4-8. I think one of them wins was against Alcorn. I can't wait to be on the yard for that one. You better believe it, Mr. Gaddy. Big Daddy Gaddy in this thing. Yes, sir. Man, look here, man. That's going to be a fun one, man. I love going to Longman. Longman is a one way in, one way out. Yeah, the reservation is something else, man. But it's a fun atmosphere. They got a great – Alcorn has one of the best football atmospheres that's in the conference. And I definitely give them that because Jack Spink's hold, I want to say about 23,000. I could be wrong on that number, Zoe. I need Zoe on here because Zoe give you them numbers like that. But when that stadium is packed, it's just, it get a little it get fun, man. Oh no, it wasn't so it wasn't 2019. What was it, 2018? I'm talking about the 7-3 game. 7-3. So yeah, we got our ass kicked 2019. That's right. Yeah, I think 7-3. 2017. Okay, that's what 2017. Okay, that's right. Yeah, we weren't very good. Let's just say it like that. I knew it was one of them games. We won 7-3. Boy, oh boy. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was oh, you know what? That's right. It was 17 because we fired Hughes in 2018 and Coach Hendrick took over. And bruh, we lead at halftime like 7-3 or 3-0 or some shit in Norman. And then we came out and proceeded to lose, I think 21-3 or something like that. I think that's what how it went down. I think that's how it went down. 2018. We went at halftime. It might have been 3-3 at halftime. It was a defensive struggle, man. Yeah, you just want Alcorn to win. Alcorn just might get their ass kicked. So that's my response to your response. How about that? So you can say they just might, but they just might get their ass kicked. I'll just leave it at that. So, We ain't worried about. That's one thing we ain't worried about. That we gonna show up to play that game. You can throw the records out. You can throw the records out. I'm just telling you. I like our chances. I sure do. And I ain't worried about it. We got a whole season to worry about Alcorn. That game is in the latter part of November. Man, we just getting to October. The hell with Alcorn right now. They need to worry about winning out because if they lose one game, their season over with. They better win out because they're gonna take a L on November 19th. Just telling you that. So I got Prairie View winning the West, nevertheless. But anywho, JSU had a volunteer defense coordinator that year. Kentucky State beat a volunteer defense coordinator. No, we had the defensive coordinator that the head coach hired, which is his DB coach. You know, Lionel Stokes. Shout out to Coach Stokes. Shout out to Coach John Hendrick. But Stokes was our DB coach, and when we hired Coach Hendrick as the head coach, instead of hiring a defensive coordinator, he promoted Lionel Stokes to defensive coordinator because he figured he was going to still run the defense and still have a hand in that. And oh, I know it was. I figured it was sarcasm, but no, you made me talk about it because I asked a question to Coach Hendrick, and now you making this is a painful walk down memory lane. I remember at the M Bar, he was Rob J was interviewing him, and we had the live show, the live coaching show. I said, Coach, we run a 3-3-5 defense. They run a triple option. What adjustments are you going to make for the triple option? And he actually said, well, you know, the 3-3-5 was really designed, if it's ran correctly, to stop the triple option. And them folk ran 5 plays, man, and we couldn't stop them. A D2, and we got embarrassed. 33-28. I still remember that. Remember like it was yesterday. I was like, I cannot believe we just lost this game, bro. I came up here, booked a flight, got Airbnbs, and I'm sitting right here on the 50. Disgusted. But, you know, I had love for Coach Hendrick. He was a great, great mind. I'm pretty sure he's rooting for Alabama State this weekend. You know, he came from Alabama State. I don't know. He might not be. Who knows? He might be. He might be, you know. It's all good though. Y'all come on this thing, man. 263, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I ain't got Zoe. I'm dolo tonight. Y'all got me just talking to myself, talking to the screen. I love to talk to somebody else. He's definitely a great guy. Is a great guy. He's a great, great guy. Coach Hendrick is a stand-up. He's a great human being. It was just circumstantial. When you have an opportunity to hire somebody like a Coach Prime, you got to strike while the iron is hot, and that's what we did. You know, unfortunately, COVID didn't allow him to have a 2020 season, so we didn't go there. We didn't have a 2020 season, so I knew his contract was going to end then, so they decided to just not renew, and that was what happened. Well, I ain't gonna say that, BT. I'm gonna, you know, I'll say it like this: we did not get it right a lot before Coach Prime. This game is turning into a big deal. What game? Which game are you talking about? Which game turned into a big deal? Hey, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't 5 plays. They threw the ball twice. They ran 5 plays. I literally broke that game down to no end. I kept saying they went right, left, up the middle, and they threw the ball to the right, threw the ball to the left. It was like Tecmo Bowl, and we couldn't stop it. We couldn't stop it. And then we had this quarterback carousel with Derek Ponder and Jalen Jones being a true freshman coming in, and we rolled with Ponder, and I think shucks, man, Quincy Casey and you know, he didn't. I think Casey was on the team then. No, maybe he wasn't. Then again, maybe he was. I think he was, but it was just one of them situations, man, where you just, you know, I agree with that. Past ADs, there was a lot of issues going on with our athletic department, you know, under the previous athletic director. I think um, Willard Brown was our athletic director under the old president. And then I think prior to him was Vivian Fuller. Ooh, I don't want to think about that, but my goodness. And then President Hudson actually became acting AD, and then we hired the best AD in the game, brother AD Robinson, man, and he has been doing a phenomenal job. And he's doing a phenomenal job right now, man. One of the best in the game, if not, no, he is the best AD. He's won several awards, and very student centric. Very, he has his hand on the pulse. I mean, he's a risk taker. He's not afraid to go for it. So I love it. Vivian Fuller, man, please. Whew, boy, them days, them were some days, boy. Hey man, it's all good. Anybody want to come on, chop it up with your boy? I'll be on this thing for a little while longer, then I'll shut it down. It started with that AD Roy Culberson on the Mason. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed, man. Biggie Licky is what they. Hey dog, I ain't gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole, player. But we right there, man. Yes, indeed, boy. Yeah, hey, that thing, they had that thing. That thing was it was a mess, man. It was a mess. That man said Vicky Licky. I don't know what PV athletic director did, man. I don't know, man. Whatever he did, he unemployed though today. What he gonna, that we do know. Now what he did, can't answer that. I just want to make your head hurt. I just want to make your head hurt. Man, look, bro, that was them days was ooh wee, man. Man, so we've come a long way, man. Shout out to Coach Prime and his staff. Loving what I'm seeing. Like I said, if you guys 250 y'all in the chat, hey, hit that like button right now. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Um, Couple of things, man. We definitely working on some we're working on a fans only show. So if any of you guys are fans of Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, I need some volunteers, man. Some of y'all that's willing to come on the camera, ask your question, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna record it popcorn style. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna not popcorn style. We basically gonna we'll put you all in a queue, bring you on the screen, ask you your question, then we'll go ahead and we'll answer the question accordingly. Take your stream, move to the next one. You know, put your JSU gear on. Really dope idea. We trying to, but we need your help to do it. So for those that rock with us, go ahead and do that for us. So um, but hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. I'm on the road to 2,000 subs on this page. Trying to get up to 2,000 ASAP, man. So share this video, uh, invite a friend. Make sure you hit the like button and turn the notification bell on. Need your support. If you'd like to donate to the page, you got my Cash App right there. You got Zoe Cash App. You got the Super Chat. All of this, everything that we get goes right back into the program in some way or another. Whether it's I got so many people that I take care of, season tickets, traveling to games. I mean, I'm gonna do everything I can and take everything I get to get bring you guys more content. I mean, this is a passion. This is a labor of love, and it adds up, man. Especially living on, not living in the city, living way over here on this side of the world, trying to get to games and everything. So we're definitely trying to do more. We're trying to increase that membership, the 1400 Club. For those that would like to join, if you're interested in joining the 1400 Club, go to this website right here, www.the1400club.com. Young Affinity Group doing some amazing things. There's a form on the website. Fill out that form. It'll go to the office, and those that over the website will get those and get back to you, send you the info, and then you walk you through the steps of how to become a member. We're trying to grow this thing and really expand the membership and be a part of the 1400 Club. So Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club is our primary podcast. Again, I'm a co-host, D. Corey C, Zoe, Shaq, Mike B. The list goes on and on. So bringing you all the latest and greatest with JSU content and podcast style. This page is just an extension of that. This is just my way of being able to do shows like this, go live and expand even more. So we appreciate your support as always, man. So anytime you guys do anything, give anything, it's greatly appreciated. So yeah, but nevertheless, we definitely want the support. We're trying to get Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club podcast YouTube page above 2,000 subs ASAP. If you haven't had a chance to catch those shows, we've interviewed Coach Tamika Reed, Coach Mo Williams. Got a lot more shows coming down the pipe. The preview to Alabama State, Jack State. I'm pretty sure Corey's working on that now. He's gonna drop that soon, and then we'll do our recaps and so forth and so on, man. I know it's a bye week, so we just kind of caught our breath, but hey, it's on and popping from this weekend all the way to the Celebration Bowl, and with the exception of Bayou Classic weekend and the week after the SWAC championship. So it'll be 2 weeks in between that, but other than that, it is what it is. So anyway, anybody got any other questions? Anybody want to come on the chat? Feel free to. Jason Phillips. What happened, Jason Phillips? Jason Phillips, Coach Phillips left the staff to, I want to say he was working on his own like wide receiver camp type situation, a training I wouldn't say program, but a training company. I think that's what that's where his pay. You know, he's a wide receiver coach, played wide receiver in the pros, and that was where his heart was at, man. What's the big news y'all talking about? Don't know what you mean, brother. Big news, big news. I'm not sure about big news. Talk a bit about balancing athletics, academics, and college, so more folks can understand the work of sacrifice that these student athletes make. Balancing, oh my goodness. Now, I only played sports in junior college, but it was still a great example because when I got to Jackson State, I gave up basketball. I was told I wasn't good enough, even though I was. I was, I won't go into my personal reasons as to why I quit basketball because that just delving too much personal information. But I'll say it like this: I was told, look, you're here to play basketball first and school second. I just so happened to be fortunate enough to have a brain blessed by the God himself that was able to retain information at a high clip. So, but some of my teammates weren't. And I'm telling you, man, it's not easy because I was broke. I remember going to junior college. I went to Holmes Community College my first 2 years, played basketball, won state championship in '02, first state championship in 50 years, man. We had a really good team. I transferred from Merle, went to Madison Central, played high school there, got my scholarship to go to JUCO. Tried to play at Jack State, but Coach Andy Stogler told me he was recruiting Derek Houston. Derek I dropped 30 on his head. He had 15, but he had 5 dunks. So, Stogler was more impressed with that. He was 6'3", he was 6'6", I was 6'3", he was 6'6", freakishly athletic, and he still didn't come to Jack State. He went to Meridian CC, but nevertheless, me and my dad went in the office, sit down with Coach Stogler. Coach Stogler was like, "Yeah, we recruit that guy." I'm like, "Yeah, that guy drops 30 on." And he's like, oh, "Okay, whatever." But anywho, I was like, "Whatever." So I took the JUCO route, played against Quintel Woods. He held him to 10 points at halftime, and then he finished with 52. That really happened. And then he proceeded to get drafted number 18 pick by the Portland Trailblazers, man. And so JUCO was tough, man, but I took 16 hours. I want to say 16 hours from what I can remember. But I played basketball, so it was a little different. I mean, when I got up in the morning, we had shoot around first thing in the morning. You had 7 a.m. class for some of us. We had 6 a.m. workouts. You go to class, you eat lunch, then you had a lunch workout, then you finish your class up, then you had evening practice, hit the showers, try to get your work done. and try to get relaxed and then repeat that all over again. But there is no time to really work because you give a lot of time to your craft. My dad gave me $40 a week. Now this is in 2000 through 2002. So that money was really just for gas because, in the state of Mississippi for JUCOs, if you were in state, you had to go home for the weekend. And being, they zone you. They loosen that up a little bit to where kids could go to any junior college. I think they might still. You probably have to just get a release from those that. Let's say if you in Jackson, you zone to go to Hines, or you in Madison, you zone to go to Holmes. I think you can get a release from those schools and go play at Gulf Coast or Pearl River, wherever give you opportunity. But it's not easy, Professor. Balancing athletics and academics in college is extremely tough, man. If you don't have the tutors, if you don't have, the student tutors that are willing to help, some professors that's willing to work with you. You're talking about student athletes that are leaving. Think about these classic games. And sometimes we don't think about this. We only think about the classic games from a standpoint of us going to enjoy ourselves. We don't think about the kids that are in school and they're leaving on a Wednesday. So they're not in class Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So a lot of this time they got to take these classes. They gotta work ahead of the schedule. They gotta either whether do it online on a computer. It's not easy. That's why the study hall is important because you have to make sure you're getting that work. You got to make sure you maintain eligible. Facts, Ken. Reason why I only played 3 years. I'm telling you, it's not easy, man. I was one of the biggest advocates for this NIL. It wasn't called MIA. I just wanted kids to get paid because y'all remember when Ed O'Bannon from UCLA initially first rolled that out to want to get players paid. I was like, hell yeah, pay them dudes, man. Pay them young ladies. Pay them men. And you know what I'm saying? Like, because the amount of time you give to playing college sports, it's a full-time job, man. It's a profession. I'm telling you. We had to make 100 free throws. You had to get your workout in, then you had to lift weight. I'm talking about in one day, we had 4 different sessions, basketball sessions, and then the last session being practice, not to mention the tour days or days like that. And we're talking about no practicing on the weekend unless you had a tournament. So it's a little different it was a little different for me because I didn't play sports in a 4-year university. So I can only imagine when you start incorporating practicing on the weekend, practicing on Sundays, and you still got to get your work. You know what I'm saying? That's why the summer school and stuff like that is so important because the goal is to try to get ahead, get as much of that stuff done as you can because when the season starts, so, but it's not the easiest. It just depends on the student athletes and I'll say the systems that the coaching staffs have in place to help some of these kids navigate the challenges of balancing athletics as well as academics. You make a lot of sacrifice. You can't really work. I love the NIL opportunities for some of the kids to be able to make ends meet. And then you go to some of these other programs, they get stipends. It's good stuff, man. So EA joining me, man. Bring EA on. EA, what's good, brother?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, you got it, brother. Before we say anything, young boys, this is a great.
Okay. Hey, you can hear me okay?
No, I can hear you just fine. But look at this comment. He said the next time you interview a player, have them give a
check
day
this out,
in the
man.
life.
I wanted to comment on the other night, man. I was listening to the show on Monday night, man. Some good conversations. I wanted to continue to comment about, we were talking about the game experience and also game attendance. And one of the things I wanted to just bring into the thought process is this right here. I'm a little older than you, and so I've been at HBCUs, man, for the last 30-some years. And one of the things that I've noticed is that, let's say since about the early 80s, we started noticing a major change in the demographics for male to female HBCUs. And we started noticing was that there's a much greater jump in the female population. So you started seeing a situation where,
you kind of cutting in and out. So I don't know if it's your signal I want to hear. I want to make sure everybody can hear everything you're saying. And if it's spotty for me, I think they're saying you're breaking up a tad bit. So I want to make sure if you can start over when you talked about.
I tell you what, let me call you back and to get a better signal here. Okay.
Yeah, call out. Yeah, back out and then come back in. All right, good deal. We'll wait for EA to jump back on. Are you going? Yeah. See, everybody was kind of hearing what I was hearing. I wanted to make sure we heard him. Looked like, man, he's about to go down to some good stuff too. So we wanted to make sure we heard everything he was saying. Um, so glad Wyman got it together. Coach cares about his players. Absolutely, he does. Coach is raising men, turning young boys into men. Accountability is very important. Renzo said some good news was coming, but y'all couldn't say. No, I mean, what we was talking about, we were just saying we're gonna have a great recruiting 2023. I mean, 2023 class is gonna be awesome. So I think what we was referencing was just recruitment and signing day in December. So just be looking forward to signing day. That's what we was referencing. Expecting a really good signing day for the early signing period for December. That was it. Man, JUCO is a grind. Oh my gosh, man. People sleep on JUCO. You got so many cats that was playing in JUCO that just didn't have the grades, but they were D1, top D1 talent, and it was something else. And it was just it was a dog eat dog world in junior college, man. With JSU have all the starters on Saturday, we would have everybody that is most of them, not everybody will be back. I want to say from the videos, if you're watching keeping up with the social media, you see it looks like Greg Great is not practicing at safety. So it looks like Shallow is in pass, so we expecting to see him play. Saw True Thompson in pass, expecting to see him play. And those are the only two that I could Antonio Doyle, expecting to see him play. So those are three that'll be back on Saturday, hopefully. And that's great because that's three defensive starters. That's only going to bolster the defense. And like I said, we're looking to shut that running game down because that's what they want to do. They want to run the ball. They want to run that ball. They got a three-headed monster at running back, and they got a running back. They got a running quarterback that can actually move a little bit. So let's petition for Norfolk State to join the SWAC. Behold the green and gold. Petition. Norfolk State needs to petition to win a game this season. Hey, all love, brother. Hey, I don't know about them wanting to come to the SWAC, but shout out to Big Worm. Dawson Odom, man, head coach. He's struggling right now. Y'all young team, man. You lost your quarterback, and things went downhill, brother. Shout out to the green and gold, though, man. You guys have an amazing basketball program, by the way. Coach Jones is the real deal. So you might want to get ready for basketball season because football season ain't it for you, dog. Hey, this ain't your year, baby. Yeah, but no, a lot of injuries though. So sorry about that. I ain't mean this. You know. Yeah. Ends have to be disciplined this week. Absolutely, they do. Let's bring him back on. There we go. There you go, brother. Welcome back.
Okay. You hear me okay now?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do, man, is just comment on Monday night, man. We was having a great conversation about the game time game day involvement and what was happening as far as attendance, game experience, and also we just talking about how sometimes after halftime the crowd can sometimes totally disappear. You can get almost half the crowd leave the game. But one of the things, man, that we started to discover is this right. Like I said, I'm a little older than you, and I've been around HBCUs for at least 30, 35 years. And one of the things that we've noticed is that somewhere around about the early 80s, the demographics for HBCUs started to do a major shift. Up into the 70s, you probably had about 45, 55, sometimes even more males than females. The 80s and 90s, you start to see a major change. So there's a lot of HBCUs that have demographics of 65-35, female to male, sometimes 70-30, 20. So when you look at that and you look at that over the last 3 decades coming up to now, you start to realize that most of the graduates, most of your uh, people that are attending colleges and going to the games are female. So what do
Facts.
you then have that's more inclined to a female type of demographics? That's the band, right? So those that may be interested in football is predominantly female. So all of us, when we go to games or whatever, we see predominantly a lot of females there. So when we're looking at games and we're seeing that the band takes the field, and another thing we also look at those same demographics. What's the largest organization that's on a campus? It's not your frats. It's not your football team. It's your band, right? So
Yep.
your band got 250, 300 members. Again, that's going to be the predominant uh, type of group in which everybody's going to have that large alumni. So what starts to happen is this right here. When that band takes place and goes out and perform, those girls aren't going to sit there and for another 2 hours and watch football. They come to see the entertainment, and they go get up and start walking. So we've got to do this, man. We've got to start getting more young men involved into colleges and getting them to HBCUs. We got to start making sure that we do different things to try to keep the crowd. So I know we're talking about the DJs, the PA announcers, the board. Those are things that has to now be brought into the atmosphere to be able to create and keep people in their seats. And that's some of the things that I'm noticing definitely over the years of just seeing it that we got a predominantly female type of demographics, and that may not be what football is important to them or they like it. So let me hear your thoughts on that.
Man, that's a great point. I actually didn't think about it that way, and this is why the conversation is so important because it's always it's like a roundtable discussion. You got a meeting of the minds, and you got several people that are giving input. I do feel like engagement is something that can be a lot better. Women tend to be more organized than men in certain instances. More so, women gravitate to structure, um, um, eye-catching things that require. So I think when you talk about things like the jumbotron, when you talk about things, you can market to your base. Anytime you're marketing, you want to understand your mix. I mean, from a business standpoint, I work for several companies that looking at their go-to-market strategies were just centered around demographics. They would always look at even down to the things like the colors, that the color schemes that you choose, the formats that you use. Um, but I think at the end of the day, you're not gonna base your entire move around just that. It still needs to be football centric and create a fun atmosphere in a football centric atmosphere. I understand, like I said, we talked about the DJ, we talked about the band, because the band is always going to be there. It's part of the pageantry that comes with HBCU football. So the fifth quarter is a big thing because it's probably going to keep a lot of them in their seats because after halftime, it's not just the end of that. So that's why you need your. I mean, you would think I don't think you're going to see a lot of people leave as the Southern JSU because the fifth quarter is so important because it's a band battle game, right? Um, but I think at the end of the day, you have to be a little bit more intentional about communicating, what you need from your base. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good team, most will support it. And I think it takes a while to change behaviors. I don't think there's a one size fits all or one way approach. I just think that you have to be strategic in your approach. And I think that the what am I thinking about? The interaction. I just think I'm thinking about Jackson State, for example. Like I said, we got a big jumbotron. I just think we got so many things that's disjointed that it is not even funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot that goes on in the Jack State game, man. And I do mean a lot. When Coach said Ringham, Barney, and Bailey Circus, it sometimes feel like that. It'd be like 5 different things going on. You know what I mean? But it's actually a football game. So my question would be, you know, I don't think at the end of the day, when you look at big time football, like, are they really doing anything to curtail to a gender type thing, or are they making it more about the football experience? I think for those that like football, if you make the football experience more, what's the word I'm looking for? Create the engagement. Like, we've created an environment in Jack State football, in my opinion, that gives everybody an excuse to do something else. You see what I'm saying? Because it's too many things going on that's not centered around the actual football game. Sometimes to a fault. You get what I'm saying? The band section battles. You know what I mean? You got a lot happening at one time, right. And that's you got the band, you got the DJ playing songs, and folks, it's almost like it's just a hangout, and folks don't even know what the hell the score is. You just want to be there. It's a big crowd. All your fans gonna be there, and that's a part it's okay. It's okay. That's gonna be an element to that. But I do feel like if we just added a little bit more intentional engagement, a part of our, you get what I'm saying? Stadium hawkers to bring, the concessions into the section instead of having to make people always get up and go get water or get Gatorade, that type of stuff that's already been addressed.
Let me say this.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got it. You there?
Okay. One of the things that I can just tell you and related to FAMU is this right here. We've gone from a institute in which many of us now, if we tried to apply to Florida A&M, we couldn't even scratch the surface of it. So you got a situation where the incoming freshman classes are like 3.9 GPA, 1,200 SAT, 28 ACT. So you end up getting a type of student that may not be as well-rounded, and sports may not be the best thing or the thing that's on their agenda. So we're starting, and that's one of the things that I've always kind of argued and pushed back against, is that you got to have a well-rounded student. Yeah, I get the grades and the ACT scores and those kind of different things, but you can have many of us, like I said, I didn't have anywhere near. I still finished with my pharmacy degree, but we've got to be able to start having well-rounded students. And we're starting to get a lot of academians who, I kid you not, man, I'm not lying to you. I was on campus last year, homecoming. It was kids in the library getting their work and doing it. I mean, when the game was about to start, it was kids all over the library, weren't even thinking about a game. And that's asinine to me, man. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So I hope that we can continue to recruit, maybe not the highest GPA kid, but the well-rounded kid that can do it all. They can party on the weekend, but at the same time, they can get to work.
Well, I think when you look at Jackson State right now, use Jackson State as a template. I like what Professor said. Where he mentioned it took us about a decade to lose that football-centric atmosphere, and it became a band-centric atmosphere. Because at one point in time, man, I just say 2003, and everybody know who I mean. We don't say that name, and then when you get we get Coach Comedy to come in and stabilize the program, and we start winning again. People like winners. People like being a part of winners. Right now, man, I'm gonna be real with you, like. This phenomenon that is Deion Sanders and the Jackson State Tigers is man, it's appealing. Everybody want to see it. Everybody want to be a part of it. So we got to capitalize on that. We got to capitalize on it. And that's something that's we can do right now. I think the biggest thing is maintaining it after he, decides to go away. Like, what do we put in place while he's here so that we're able to sustain it? We don't want to lose the momentum. Now, you will take somewhat of a dip because you're going to lose a big figure at whatever he decides to part ways. But my point is, people like winners. You have to be intentional about it. You have to be, you have to, like I said, you have to lay the foundation of what you want and what you expect. And then, like I said, if you're putting a good product out there, people will want to come and be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So, in the end, you got to win. You got to have a decent program, marketing. You got to show what's going on. But I don't think that there's always going to be like I said, there's never going to be a one size fits all. I think at the end of the day, Jackson State, since that's who I'm an alum of JSU and, a fan and a lifelong, I was born into this. So at the end of the day, we've always showed up. Now we just got to figure out how do we marry the crowd with the game day experience and make it more about football. I like some of the directions we're trying to go. I like some of the things that we're trying to put in place. But I just think that sometimes we just go in our own direction, and it just sounds like it's not a well-oiled machine right now. It's not a one band, one sound type operation. It's the drummer doing his own thing. You got the soloist doing something. Hell, you got the trumpet player playing something else, and it's a lot of noise. You got a lot of dope musicians, but there is not a harmonious sound. And that's just from my vantage point. Somebody may think it's totally different, but I'm sorry. If you've ever been a part of a great football atmosphere, I tell you this, where we going this weekend, that fan engagement is something to be admired in Alabama State, man. Montgomery in that student section and the engagement that's in the game, the chants, the noise that they're gonna make to try to disrupt the fans, they got a pretty good engagement. We'll see it on display, but we just gotta take that and duplicate. I think we got everything we need to have the most hostile. And another place you can use as an example is Alcorn. I know we was talking about Alcorn in the chat, but I got to give it to Alcorn, man. Alcorn historically has always had a pretty decent fan atmosphere, game day experience type situation going on their campus at their home games. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to get out of our own way. I'll say it that way. It's just my thoughts on it. But that's a great point, though. Really good stuff.
Hey, Ken, man, thanks for taking my call, man.
Hey, all the best, brother. Appreciate you, man. So about this right here, actually, I actually haven't. See, this is what we got to do as a base. We can't sit back and act like we don't see people knocking at the door trying to take our coach from us. So what you do is you don't blindly sit up here and wait for it to happen. Coach Prime may leave in 2026. It's very possible. But when you see every job that opens up, throw their hat at Coach Prime, and you see these narratives, you see every site, you got Skip and Shannon talking about him taking a job. You have to start thinking that at some point in time, Coach Prime is going to leave Jackson State. He's not going to be with us forever. So you need to. This is my mindset. We have to strike while the iron is hot. I'm looking at the long term sustainability for Jackson State. And what are we doing? It's great to be up while Coach Prime is there. But my question is, this is a question I pose to anybody from Jackson State. What do we do whenever he's no longer there? Do we just dwindle back down into nothingness, or do we put some things in place that are sustainable? And that's the stuff we got to think about. We got to think about winning forever, not just winning right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about him leaving. I'm just, when you see on social media and on TV and every Georgia Tech, SMU, Nebraska, Auburn, everybody's damn job, everybody that's got an opening, Coach Prime, how would he fit? And it's like, you got to listen to this. And I don't get emotional about it. I just say, I trust that Coach Prime will stick with us and see this thing through. And I hope he stays as long as he can, but we've seen many things transpire. I'm not trying to talk him out of Jackson State. I also said that I hope he stay forever, but we ain't realistic. Realistically, we know that's not the case. So my thing is, and this is off of the screen. I'm having this conversation. I'm like, we just need to make sure we getting everything we need, that we need to maximize this opportunity. That's all I'm saying. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we just got to make sure we capitalize on it. So no, I'm not pushing Coach Prime out the door, and I'm not talking about him. I know it's a joke. No, but I know it's a joke, man. I respond to jokes. It's okay. It's all right. I ain't taking it serious. I told y'all I ain't on my soapbox tonight. I'm just talking tonight. I just want conversation and dialogue. We good. Everybody, we good. We good, baby. We good. Them boys have the degree in the 80s during the middle of the third quarter. The Tubas would stand and play the bass line to the ghetto right before. Hey, man, we be on and popping, man. Oh, what's up, Lawrence? Do you know how many five-star players are going to be at the game? From what I was told, I think they're going to have two. I think there'll be two. Visiting Alabama State, but they play at Jackson State, so it ain't no coincidence that they want to come see us too. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. You know what I'm saying? They coming to see David, bro. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Alabama State. They coming to see us. No, I'm messing with them though. But hey, that was smart of them, man, to get them players to come on that visit, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Hey, I'm willing to guarantee you that if we know Coach Prime like we think we know him, hey, he gonna say hey. He gonna say hey. Yeah, that's right. What's up, Blue? He yeah, they teammates, man. So they coming to see Alabama State, man. They on an Alabama State official visit. They probably gonna put the uniforms on. They're gonna take the pictures. They're gonna be on the sideline. They're gonna be right in the mix, man, getting it in. And they from Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? So they from the Gump. I think that's where they from. Notice we have it off. Well, I mean, it's early. You know what I mean? We got a great recruiting strategy. I think we good on recruiting. I think the coaches know what they're doing. Just about every time we travel to a city, the coaches are always trying to make connections and recruit. So it's very common for the same schools to recruit the same players and offer them, just give them options. I'm pretty sure we'll send an offer. Okay, Ken, let's be real. Coach Sanders, if he goes marketing, goals, sponsors, go, et cetera, et cetera. Coach Sanders is not going to leave. This is the house he made. Yeah, Wes, how you doing, man? Wes be leaving them long comments on every video I put out there. You're very long-winded. You should come on the stream and say some of that stuff, so I don't have to respond to it via text. But no, yeah, we would love for Coach Prime to stay forever. Yeah, we would, but yeah, we would. Dion said it on other videos. He had the uniform laid out. Hey man, it's the uniforms are laid out. We're gonna look good, man. We're gonna look good. We rocking that all white retro. It look like we're gonna be in white retro navy, white navy with the retro, blue helmet, white JSU block. I think, we're gonna look good on Saturday, man. We're gonna look good, we're gonna feel good, we're gonna play good, and they're gonna pay good. But we're gonna pay them good, however y'all wanna look at it. Anybody else want to come on before we shut this thing down? It's been fun talking to y'all tonight, man. It has been, as always. Trying to get this thing. Hey, Ken, petty topic. Do you think we will see the red face mask this year? Yes, we will. We have a helmet that's navy blue with a red face mask. It has the red JSU block, red face mask, no stripes. The navy blue helmet. Yep, we got one of those. I think we'll see that helmet. If I was a betting man, I would say we're going to see that helmet against Southern. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Mr. Randy Watson. What's up, man?
What's going on, Ken? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, brother. Appreciate you popping on, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I just had a question, man. I saw that the big offensive lineman from USC moved the guard or something.
He was guard when he got to.
Okay. Is he actually playing this season or no?
He's class of 2023. He's a transfer.
Okay.
Yeah, he was so transferring in. He wasn't able to transfer in time.
Okay.
So if you go to our 247 Sports recruiting page, you'll see that he's listed as a transfer for 2023.
Oh, okay, got you.
Even though he's at Jackson State and in class and practicing with us and everything, he just won't be
playing.
He won't be joining us, full time until. So that's great because that strength and conditioning is awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got a great strength and conditioning coach and great program, and I like the idea of of putting him on ice, man, and getting him right. Big Maximus Gibbs.
Yeah.
Big Max. Call him Big Max.
Yeah.
To the max.
And you guys signed another offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys signed
offensive lineman DeQuarius White out of Home Central, 6'4", 330. Big boy, man. Big nasty. I like it, man. I like him a lot. Coming from a great program, man. Coach Marcus Rogers. He's a legacy. Played tight end for Jackson State back in the day. Got a great program, man. Great program. Matter of fact, teammate Jeremiah Williams, freshman defensive lineman for us, number 99, played for that same program. And, yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Zoe was asleep, by the way. He was late. I started late, so he'll be back on probably Friday when I come Friday from a. So Wes, let me do this real quick. This is the thing. We're gonna deal with this one, Wes. My brother, you need to watch what you're saying. Things come back. As I said again, the OJ smiling in his face and then people backstab. We need to be on board because people are whack. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very careful with what I say, what comes out of my mouth. And maybe you're talking to somebody in the chat, but like, this is the stuff that, and I don't ever want to like disengage you. You're very, how should I say, long-winded with the comments, and I appreciate the support, brother. I do, but I don't know if that was to me or if it was to someone else. But yeah, we watch what we say. It's all good, man. You know what I mean? I'm out here in Long Beach, Cali. It's real talk. Yeah, man. I'm straight from the West Coast, man. See your neighbor. All good, brother. Keep supporting and it's all love, man. I don't know what you mean, but I'll take the first part and say, yeah, I try to live by that. I try to be very careful what I say and go from there, man. Subscribe from Compton, California. Yay. Hey, be careful. Oh, Compton, you in Compton. Hey, man, I ain't know you was in Compton, dog. I work over there, man. I work in let's just say Rancho Dominguez, brother. So, yeah, man, over there in Gardenia, right down the street from you, baby. Yeah. Appreciate y'all on the West Coast love in the house, man. But yeah, what else you got, Randy? Man, I'll just be having fun with it, man.
Yeah, I see, man.
I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be an interesting game, I think.
Yeah, I was on the other night, man. We had a very good conversation about these things.
Man, at the end of the way the conversation ended was great,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Dale Asbury, wow, this is crazy. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
So
all
you
right.
went to shout under Dale Asbury alumni. That's what's up, man. Dale does our show. He taught. Daryl's the head coach over at Southern SU Lab down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Scotlandville, and he calls the games with Rob J whenever we're streaming from our service. So yeah, man, good stuff, good stuff. Rose Cranberry TV. But yeah, man, it's hey, the conversations are never they're never over. You know what I'm saying? It's just a long, ongoing. Don't wear that blue red jizz. You prepare for the Compton. No, bro, I don't worry about that. When I don't go to Compton like that. I just go to LAX. You get what I'm saying? Hey, it's all good. I'm gonna wear my merch, man. I'm gonna wear my merch, but I'm gonna wear it in the airport. Hey.
I hear you.
Hey, listen. When I'm working, bro, I got my fitted Nike. I got my white Nike hat on, my black Nike hat. I wear black or white. You don't know it. That is it.
That's right.
I know how we get down in LA, man. I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid now. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's Doc.
There you go.
Too. What's up, Doc?
Hey, no, man.
What's up, Doc?
What's going on, Randy? We just finished the HBCU nightly on Twitter Space, man. So
man,
it's overtime on it.
That only thing I was gonna say was I asked the judge, like, man, I'm not getting on this thing. I just it wasn't. Somebody was like, yeah, man, I know Alcorn gonna get. I was like, I was gonna come on and say, man, no, we ain't. We ain't worried about Alcorn like that. I ain't even want to disrupt it, so I said I'm gonna just stay quiet. Y'all everybody that got an opposite jersey gonna be a trap game and a possible loss for Jay. I get it, but anyway, real quick, hold on a second. Big T, what's your opinion on the play of Nugget in the last game? I was happy to see Nugget on the field. Thought he had a decent game. Yeah, he did. He held his own, man. He was out there. I mean, if Nugget's on the field playing, I'm happy about that. I really am, man. I'm happy to see that because that shuts up a lot of people that feel like he should have been playing when in actuality this ain't Jack State. At Jack State, you got to earn your keep, man. And if you the coach don't feel like you, I don't know. I just ain't of the mindset that we should be telling the greatest cornerback ever who should be playing cornerback. I just don't understand it. I don't get that. I'm like, are we really doing this? Like, for real? Like, you know better than him. Okay, all right, yeah. No, Travis is not coming back this week. Nope, he's not. Whoever said that, like, y'all just got clickbaited on YouTube, just FYI. No, he never was coming back. Like the old man said on the piano in the color purple. Good night, y'all. I got you disrespect you at your own dinner table. I don't think too many people talking about truth. Hey, I am. I'm happy. I saw Big 94. I don't know if you saw him, Doc. Big 94 with the brace on the knee. He was out there getting it in, man. Yeah.
Oh, so True out there.
Yeah, we're gonna see Big True on Saturday.
He's gonna be a problem for.
How do I feel about certain media people publicly influencing kids to go to the portal? I think if these kids don't have a smart enough mentality and a better support system, then I fought the support system and somewhat the kids are culpable because you can't tell grown-ups what they can and can't do. I just would hope that the support system don't allow that to advise these people who are using them for possible content or whatever the case may be to tell them what they should or shouldn't do. There's only so much you can know through a conversation. That's why I don't give advice. Like, I don't give relationship advice. And here's why. There's no way you can convey to me everything that's going on in your relationship in a 5, 10 minute or 2 hour conversation. It's just too many things that you're gonna leave out. So I would just say, hey, this is what I would do if I were you, or this is what I would do if I was in this situation. I don't give advice because it's so much we don't know, but I just don't understand how people can be on the outside of a situation looking in and advise someone to go to and look. Only thing I would tell any player is that if you're gonna go to the portal, make sure you have opportunities before you enter the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Have several opportunities where you know for a fact that your ass ain't gonna be left out there to die in the portal. That's all I'm saying. Because the portal is where a lot of dreams are gonna end at. And I think most people ain't understanding that. This is no longer the COVID year. COVID is coming to an end, and the APR is back, so you're not gonna see a lot of overhauling of rosters like talking about it from the portal because you got to deal with APR. So people need to understand that sometimes you need to, and then sometimes the portal is good for some of these kids, but it can't be because that kid ain't doing what he's supposed to do. That's all I would say. If you really love these kids and really, because it's about the kids for me. I don't. If you really love these kids, man, because I had somebody that I recruited to Jackson State and did my part to get him there and made sure he was straight and everything. And when Coach Prime got there, it wasn't the best situation for him. And we had that conversation sitting on my couch in my house. So I said, listen, I'm going to listen. But at the end of the day, you need to go talk to your daddy, who I sat down and talked to on your recruiting visit. When I drove from Austin, Texas to Jackson, Mississippi to meet you and to spend that time with you to make sure you was good. So if you decide to leave this situation, it may not be the best situation. And then guess what? It wasn't. And I said, hey, you and your family got to decide what's best for you. You my little bro regardless, whether you're in a JSU Tiger uniform or another HBCU uniform or non-HBCU uniform. I rock with you, period. But I ain't going to be on this sideways, hating, slight disdain advising kids to go to the portal when it's 6,000 to 8,000 kids sitting in the portal right now. They ain't got no home.
Good gracious.
And people don't understand there's a log jam. That means every high school kid that was a senior in the class of 2020 and 2021 was affected because here's what happened. The NCAA granted a lot of players an extra year, so a lot of coaches did not offer scholarships that first year. So what you had is you had a lot of kids going to JUCO. There is an extra class there where you got 5,000 to 6,000 kids that would be gone. They still there, and it created a log jam. Just telling you. Now, if that kid has an opportunity that's greater, and the other coach has guaranteed that as soon as you hit that portal, I'm gonna give you this offer. Hey, by all means, just don't go there and get stuck because you feel like something ain't going in your favor, and you running from accountability because Coach Prime is running an accountability-driven, competition-based program. And if you ain't getting with the program, then by all means, Nick Saban dealing with the same problem. And that kid that balled the fuck out against Arkansas on Saturday, Mr. Gibbs, good morning. Mr. Gibbs that was breaking them touchdowns came from the portal. It was swing both ways. So I'm just saying, that's my take on it. I'm going to just leave that alone. I ain't targeting nobody, so don't come for me because I will, I'll leave it at that. So,
but yeah, Ken, I think I know you're talking about. It's kids from SMU. They say they sitting out and then they're going to transfer. At the
now
end of the year.
I'm going to let you speak on that one, Doc. I saw that and I was like, damn, that's different. Like these kids are strategically deciding that they're going to just sit out the rest of the year and they're not going to play me and they'll take their chances next year.
Yeah, they giving it. I mean, now the kids have the power in their hands about what they're going to do. Usually when you play, if you play for a game, you sit out and you redshirt. You know what I'm saying? So you redshirt and then you can hit, some kids hit the portal. But because, like you said, there's a log jam, and plus the portal is closed right now. It's not going to open until like December or January. You like just like you said, you have a lot of kids that graduated COVID year 2020 and 2021 that don't have nowhere to go. So yeah, they're gonna go to the JUCOs, or they're gonna go D2 or NAIA or
Facts.
Division 3, to actually try to get some sort of playing time to put their name out there, and then they're gonna try to go to the portal. They have enough tape to send to somebody. They're gonna go back into the portal, and they're
It
gonna go
won't.
to a program to where it gonna fit them.
It
But
won't even flush out, Doc, until probably 4 years from now. Like you gotta get that jam out. It's like a knot. It's like
yeah,
a what do you call it? Like a bulge. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like
it's log
you
jam.
full, your stomach's full. You know how a snake eats his meal and his stomach all bulgy. Like
Yeah,
that's what it's like. So it's gotta digest and flush out so you can only have the right amount of years of portal. Because that extra year is throwing a shit ton of kids, and we say 5, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 kids. But think about it. How many high schools in the nation? Several hundred, several thousand. And all of them seniors that came that were playing football, you talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of kids that did not get didn't get recruited like some of them would have done. Like for example, Alabama A&M go and got how many players from the portal? You tell me, 30?
60,
They
60.
got 60 kids from the portal. And
60 kids?
how many kids
Yeah,
did
but
you sign out of high school? Probably
not
less
that
than
many.
10. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When normally you would offer them scholarships to high schoolers, you can burn some bridges too with them high school coaches too. So
yeah.
that's another thing you got to be strategic. Coach Prime already put his strategy out there. He 40, 40, 20. That's how it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Cause
A lot of
you
schools
gotta.
like that.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
it's it's a thing you got to just manage it, man. You still have to recruit high schoolers though. That's why I'm saying I'll use Campbell for example. Campbell kicking ass right now, man. I don't know if we will finish. We might finish second in 2023 because of the volume that they've had commit. And I'm telling
yeah,
you, they have an unbelievable strategy that works for them. Go after nothing but 3 stars. They signed. They got a commitment from a 4-star running back today. That puts them at 12 and 4-star kids on a commitment. So that's 11 3 stars, 1 4-star, 1 2-star, 1 no-star. So they have a total of 14 commits.
Wow.
And so they
hey,
teetering on the lines of a top 60 right now, and they're not done. So what I'm
King,
saying is they going and listen, all of them are high school kids.
yeah,
All of them.
Yeah.
King.
So if
But
Mike
That's what's
Mentor
gonna
take a
happen.
new job, or he stay in place, that team is gonna be hell, man, because
Yeah.
he's had 3 straight years of nothing but high school top tier talent. So
Yeah.
the
hey, King,
So
juniors came in. Go ahead.
this, you know what this sounds like to me? Or you seen it in here in Texas? Sounds like when Gary Patterson had TCU. All he got was class 3A, class 2A, some class 4A kids that was like 1 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars. Like you had, like, just remember when he had Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes was
Yep.
a running back and
Yeah,
turned
he
him
was.
into an All-American defensive lineman.
Yeah, defensive lineman. That was crazy.
He had he had uh my dude Raphael DePriest. He
Yep.
was a quarterback at Madison. Turned that dude into a damn all-conference cornerback. When he had Jeff Gladney, rest in peace to Jeff Gladney. Like
Oh yeah.
he knew how to develop these kids coming straight out of high school.
that's coaching.
He didn't worry about transfers or anything like that. He
Well, this
basically
this
went
transfer
into the
portal
high
stuff
school.
is new anyway, because it used to be
Yeah,
you transfer, your ass had to sit out a year.
sit
So
out a
now it's
year.
like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, now it's like you get immediate eligibility, and they're gonna have to do something because at all times you got to save the kids from themselves. People got to understand that the human brain is not fully developed until 25. You're still dealing with anabolism. You're still on an upswing uptick. And I'm saying, like, you're not able to make the best decisions. Hopefully, you got a good support base. And I just think that a lot of kids in these younger generations lack accountability, but it's not always that bad. Sometimes the portal is great, but I would just say that's a 25, maybe 15 to 25% chance. A lot of times people hit the portal because they just don't want to freaking compete. If we just being honest,
Yeah, that's
you
right.
got to sit for a year. I feel like you've been telling me I was good all my life since Pee Wee League. I ain't finna go to your school and sit. I should be
Now you
on the
got to
field.
compete.
According to
Now you
what?
got to compete. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
until you
yeah,
get until you get that 2-star that come out of that 1A school in that country town busting your ass every day at practice, and you supposed to be
yep.
the 4-star. Now
Mm-hmm.
you want to run to the portal.
Yep.
No, come on back here and get this work. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
But I
And see, and
wonder. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no,
Doc, go
but
ahead.
see, so like I said, when you take an example like that from TCU when Coach Patterson was there, and dude said, yeah, he had little Cavante Turpin, but Turpin came from Never High School in Monroe, which is already that's a state ranked team that goes to state championships every damn year. But
You talking about Turpin that's with the Cowboys now, right?
yep,
Yep, yep,
uh,
yep, yep.
but like the
Oh,
thing about
I,
that is that
I gotta do something.
uh
Hold on, Doc.
go ahead.
I gotta do something real quick, y'all. Y'all mentioned Turpin. Turpin played for who? The New Jersey Generals, right?
Yep,
Yep.
And they signed with the Cowboys. Check that
yep.
out.
And
Oh yeah.
is the special team. He's the return
And
specialist.
he's a kick return specialist. So shout out to Warren Newman. Our very own Warren Newman signed with the New Jersey Generals today. Hopefully, I think they feel like they got something similar to Turpin from a punt return standpoint, fellas. And I'm
Replaced
telling
them.
you that
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for him, man, because Warren is a stud, bro. He's definitely he's a great kick returner, bro. So hopefully he can get on the field for the USFL and get that same opportunity that Turpin got. But go ahead, Aiden. Catch up.
But yeah, I mean, like it's just the fact that when you take like a high school kid that's a 3-star or a 2-star, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, even necessarily like at least a 4-star. That is going to tell you how good of a coach, how good of a person of developing that player that you are.
Yep,
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
yep,
staff. Yep.
Yeah, as a staff. So if you get a high school, like let's just say Jack State, we get like 6, 7 offensive linemen straight out of high school, right? How good is Coach Markinson in developing these dudes from the time that they freshmen all the way up till they get to the to their senior year in college? How are
right.
you at developing the talent? Like, okay, skill position, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to too much worry about developing because they feel like they gonna, they gonna do what they do when they get out there on their field, especially like wide receivers. But when it comes to like the offensive line and the defensive line, and the main thing will be the quarterback, uh, it just it goes to show how would you be able to develop that kid
Facts.
and when you make that kid fit your system that you told them about. Like
Yeah, man.
if you got a kid as a quarterback and his main thing is running the ball and he's not too good of an actual passer, but you want to develop him into a passer, how are you going to do that? What are the necessary keys for him to be an actual a good passer,
A
and not
good
even just say
quarterback
Yeah,
a good
coach.
a good passer, but a great passer.
yeah.
Because you just have to you have to think about things like that. So like my whole thing is okay, yeah, we got Shador now. He got maybe 1, 2 more years with us, right? Okay, so as you try to get another quarterback, because you got to, we got to think about this stuff now, because 2 years it comes very fast.
Yep. Yeah.
It comes very fast. What can we do when we get another quarterback? How are you going to be the developer?
Well, I think when you look at like what we have now, and then I'll, Randy, if you got anything, I'll let you. I'll go to you next. I was just gonna
Okay.
say, you look at Bartoloni, and I think it's year to year. I mean, Bartoloni. I think it's safe to say after this season, man, depending on how we finish and what we average as far as points, he's gonna be a high commodity, man. Y'all know how it is in FCS ball. When you got something that's great, people coming for it. Big boys are always coming to throw that money at them, and hey, it may be some opportunities there. But he's also the quarterback coach, so I think you just have to find the right quarterback coach that fits, the quarterback that you're bringing in as well as fits your system. So, that's all a part of coaching. The big part of coaching not only is not X's and O's, it's also retention and staff, turnover, development with amongst your coaching staff. Look at Coach Saban being one of the goats, if, the goat of turnover. But if you look at somebody like Dabo Sweeney, who lost Brent Venables, lost his OC, I think, and kind of took somewhat of a dip. Coach Saban just keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? And you look at all the coaches that have come out of his man, he like Greg Popovich of college football. You know what I mean? Like got a lot of
Belichick.
yes, indeed, man. A lot of them coming out of there that way, man. But yeah, but if you get with anything else you got, Randy, I don't know if we answered your question.
No, 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 no.
Um,
I was just saying. I mean, just it's going to be interesting going on forward. But you know, like I saw it again the other day. They were saying coach, like linking Coach Prime to Georgia Tech and all these young spots. Like, you know, I really don't think he's going anywhere, man. Because I don't think he's like he may want to eventually get there, but I think this experience with Jackson State, I don't think he's beat for like those programs because he could probably make the same money going back to TV.
yeah, I think he wants to. He definitely wanted to coach. And I'm gonna address what Lawrence is saying because I'm actually glad you put that out there. I got a lot to say about what Lawrence just put out there because yeah, but I think Coach Prime will stay for as long as we make it great for him to stay. So we gonna like I said, we're gonna try to keep him as long as we can, and everybody can keep calling. But I think he has a mission, and I don't think he moves until he fulfills
Right.
that mission. So
That's right.
that's
He's a
my thoughts on
finisher.
that.
He's a
He is.
finisher.
That's one thing I give to him. Now,
He's a finisher.
Lawrence says, "Hey, Ken, I think we need to recruit the state of Mississippi better." I don't know what you mean by better, because one thing about recruiting. Now, I'm very, very, very well versed when it comes to recruiting at Jackson State, and I can tell you, we recruit the shit out of Mississippi. The problem with why you think it needs to be better is because the kids in Mississippi don't commit to Jackson State like at a high clip.
Mm.
That is a fact. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I got years and years and years of evidence that supports this. Absolutely, the kids are being recruited. Matter of fact, Coach Otis Ridley, Coach TC Taylor, Coach Prime, those that recruit Mississippi heavily. I mean, the kid that we just got to commit is a Mississippi recruit, Home Central. I know it's a pipeline. It's the second player we've gotten. But I'm telling you right now, man, there are kids that sitting right. We've recruited do you know that Aiden Williams, the 4-star wide receiver out of Ridgeland High, had Jackson State as his in the top 5. He's committed to Ole Miss. Did you know that Isaiah Spencer, who right at Madison Central, 3-star kid, he committed to USM. I can go on and on now. I know recruiting, you might not want to stop. You might not want to go down that road with me, because I'm telling you right now, we recruit Mississippi. And there is a problem that's way deeper than just recruit. Now, I'm not coming at you, Lawrence. I'm using your comment as a means to let you know that a lot of Mississippi kids don't find value in HBCUs like that because of we got to have I'll give you an example. we had a kid we was recruiting last year, 4-star kid. Man, I thought we had him. Right out of, if I told you the town, then you'd know the kid I'm talking about. But wine and dine the family, the extended family. And, hell, the aunt went to another, HBCU that's not named Jackson State, and she was all in. And went right up to Starkville. I'm just saying, it wasn't, and I'm talking about met with Coach, all that good stuff, and it still wasn't enough because the pool in the state of Mississippi and those that feel like, we don't value our schools like that in some regards. I think we feel like if we have an opportunity to go to Starkville or go to Oxford, we got a lot of people in our community pushing kids to Oxford and Starkville because of personal reasons, for personal ties, connections, and all these other things. And despite Coach Prime being in Jackson, despite them being at the events, despite them wanting to be a part of all the festivities that come with Jackson State, they still turn right around and send them kids to Oxford and send them to Starkville. So don't tell me, trust me, you're talking to a recruiting guy.
That's crazy.
Before I did any of this YouTube stuff, I followed recruiting to the T. And I'm going to tell you who followed recruiting on a higher clip than me. Zoe.
Zoe.
Better be glad Zoe ain't on this damn. You better be glad Zoe ain't on this one. Because, boy, I'm telling you right now, Zoe is, it's like that. So I'm just telling you, we definitely give it a good go, brother. And I'm telling you, I've seen so many kids come through, and we thought we had them, but they just can't quite get past the way they was raised, and that was to devalue HBCUs and devalue our stuff. I'm telling you that right now.
You might not could say this, Kim, but I'm gonna say it as a fan. That sound like a bag being dropped. You know what I mean?
Daryl Smith just said it's not just the bag being dropped, but I want you to read what Daryl just put out there. I'm telling you that this is exactly what it is.
Yep.
They've been brainwashed for not to
There
come.
is it has been that. Let me tell you this, bro. I've seen a lot of talent come out of Madison County. Now you can't nobody tell me nothing about Madison County. I've been in there, Madison County. My dad been there since '89, since I was 7 years old, brother. I'm telling you, I went to the high school. I was classmates with the stars that was the best in the state. And I saw how it goes, and I don't care. And they ain't gonna come to me and say nothing. I'm telling you, they know what's said. You know what I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna tell this story again. And I'm not gonna tell it, but I am gonna tell it, but I'm gonna say it in a way where I don't want nobody coming for me because I hit back. I'm just saying. I just try to avoid that stuff. That's how
you got to. Yeah.
But I'm telling you a real story. I'll just say it. When I was in school, there was a running back. When I was close to being in school, there was a running back that played at the high school that I had wound up going to. Was the best running back in the state. The best running back in the state, had some academic stuff, academic challenges. Had to go to prep school, Doc. Went to prep school for 2 years. Was going to be the next Emmitt Smith. My daddy told his family straight up, that kid needs to go to Jackson State.
Yep.
Oh, ain't no Jackson State. I'm going to Jackson State. I'm going to Jackson State. Boy signed with he signed with a damn school in the Big Ten in the northern part of the country.
And got lost, probably.
Couldn't read the playbook. Fell to 4th string. Lost a scholarship. Worked for the city now. I'm just saying, bro. I just said I saw the great. If you ask me who was the greatest football player I ever seen in my entire life, I'm gonna name him. And I just thought that I'm telling you right now, had the family listened to my pops, and he went to Jackson State, he would have been he would have went to the NFL out of Jackson State. Yes, he would have. There's nobody that could tell me he wouldn't have went to the league had he went to Jackson State. There's nobody that can convince me.
Wow.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. When I was at Jackson State, I was with Tiger Pride connection, and
Yep.
we did high school day. I promise to God, I promise you, I thought it was two running backs that came they were just there with the school and everything. One went to Clinton, and the other one went to Weir.
So the
And
one that went to Clinton was Dante Walker.
Dante Walker,
I already know what
and
you're talking about.
the other
Now
went to
Weird,
Weir.
damn, who was it? Who was that? Where?
DeCenzo Miller,
DeCenzo, man. Oh my gosh.
and both of them went to Mississippi State.
Hey,
You
I'm a little younger
you
than you,
think
Doc. Was you
you
44, Doc? Was you 43?
43 be 43 on Saturday?
So early happy birthday.
Hey,
I'm 40, right? So I was a few
yeah,
years behind you. I'm gonna give you two names, two of the greatest running backs to ever come out of the state of Mississippi. One came from Brandon, Mississippi, and the other one came from Madison Central. The one from
Brandon,
Brandon,
Mississippi. Yeah,
Jarius
Jordan.
Norwood.
Oh yeah, Jared Norwood went to Mississippi State.
And I'm telling you right now, Madison Central,
Madison Central. Who is
Sylvester
it?
Bobo Brown.
That name sounds so familiar. But I
Well,
Let me
Ken,
remember
tell
wait a
you
minute
Jarius.
something,
now.
man.
Wait a minute now.
I remember Jarius.
What?
Well, you
What?
know, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You
Uh-huh.
remember Jerry's because Jerry's went to Mississippi State and went on to the Falcons and to the NFL. That's why
No,
you
I
remember
remember he
Jerry.
was at. I remember.
Well,
No,
he
I
was at
remember he was
Brandon,
at Brandon. I remember he
but
was at
but
Brandon. I watched him.
there was a running back battle going on between him and we was four running backs deep in Madison Central. We won. Remember, keep in mind, we won the state in 1999 2000.
Oh yeah,
So
I remember that one.
so we won the state that year. But I'm telling you right now, Bobo was probably the best running back I've ever seen in my life.
And then I remember when somebody was talking about. I think I remember somebody was talking about recruiting South Panola. I said, bro, you not going up to Batesville to recruit that school because all them
What I'm
dudes is
saying
going
though,
to
you
Ole
making
Miss.
great points because well, man, my junior year, hell, we lost South Panola 47-7, bro. It wasn't even,
Yep. It
yeah,
was
they were that school they worked for so long, bro. That was amazing. The level of talent that came out of that folk out of Batesville in that area. But
man.
no, man, I think the topic at hand, we I'm telling you, man, I've seen it with my own two eyes. You only would get kids out of Madison County that were good is if it was a bounce back. You know, we got Shavar Singleton came to us, who was a dandy dozen when he was in high school. I think he went to Ole Miss and he wound up coming to us. Dede Bowie was a 4-star that went on to he went to Ole Miss, bounced back, came back to Jackson. We wouldn't get those kids, and then to have Coach Prime being in Jackson and to see 4-star, 5-star talent kids won't even consider because they have these inner city former support based players that are coaching and training within the city that are connected to these programs, and there's a pipeline. It's hard to beat that pipeline. That's why Deion Smith, that came out of Proline, would leave LSU and go where? He went to Ole Miss. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's things in place that just they're gonna be loyal to the universities that they went to. So there's always gonna be that element there. We'll get some, but I just think that until we get past those barriers that are in place, you won't see it at a high clip. Now we still got a chance to go to Isaiah Spencer. This is the thing I think about with Isaiah Spencer because I went to school with his family, Chris Spencer. And Chris Spencer, offensive lineman, went to Ole Miss, first round draft pick, 26th pick by the Seattle Seahawks. My classmate. I get signing with somewhere. I just didn't understand, signing with. I don't understand the USM commitment. I don't think USM is a big program, honestly. That's just my opinion. Somebody might come for me for saying that, but with everything that's kind of going on with, and listen, the Brett Favre situation, it just stinks in my opinion. But Mississippi State, Ole Miss, I get because they're in the SEC, but it's like, damn, bro, you chose USMO Jack State. I stand on that. Deion Sanders at Jack State right now with the type of offense we got with Shador Sanders, that could possibly win the Connolly Trophy this year. And you go to USM, who ain't really got a quarterback, like that is the type of mindset. You know what I mean? It's like I have to go to a big time school to feel like I went somewhere. To just say you going to Jackson State, that's how I look at Jackson State. Like you failed. That's like going to Jackson State in their mind. The way these kids don't know, but this is how their parents like you when you raised in the city of Jackson and you get some money and you run up to Madison County and you get your house in Gluckstadt or you get your house in Madison and you get your house in Risen or whatever the case may be, and you go to the Madison County school that's better than JPS and you feel like you don't want to associate with Jackson, so to go back to Jackson State is like, no, we ain't go through all this to go to the suburbs around, the haves just to go back to Jackson State. I'm just telling you, that's my city. I can speak on this because I live there. You know what I'm saying? From there. Still got a house there. Still got a home there. Whole family there. Daughter there. My daughter go to Germantown. Don't tell me. I know how it goes. I went to Madison Central. I get it. And you can't debate me on this. You know I ain't lying. If you from this place, you know goddamn well that what I'm saying is true. So you can be mad about it or feel some type of way, but that's just how it is. But I call it like it is. Keep it real. Just saying.
But just think about this, though, Ken. Our own coach, T.C. Taylor. That's my classmate. We came out the same year in '97, right?
Yes, sir.
Came out of South Pike as a QB.
Sure
and
did.
I ain't saying that he made it as a QB. He sacrificed being a QB and started and came one of the best receivers in school history. Just think about that, because he told me. I remember when we was freshmen. He said
Out of South Pike.
Out of South Pike.
Man, Macomb, Mississippi.
He said he had Ole Miss, USM, Mississippi State, all looking at him. I think he said he had like Tulane looking at him, and like just think he chose Jackson State. He chose us. We didn't choose him. He chose us.
Yep. Walter Payton chose us too, and he had he had a lot of offers, man, in several sports. But go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. But I would, my just whole thing, like you just think about the recruiting, like, he saw the program. Hell, he played under Big Daddy. He played under Big Daddy Carson. He played under Judge. You know what I'm saying? He played under the two best coaches, like one of the two best coaches that we had, other than that was W.C. Gordon.
And both of them come from under W.C. Gordon. The beauty of that. Yeah.
And so we look at it as the recruiting is like, you can come from, like I said, you come from small towns. You could be the big fish in a small pond, or you could be the small fish in the big pond. Which one you want to be?
Man, listen, I'm telling you. Hey, listen, I'm glad I got Bishop on here. Bishop's co-signing what I'm saying. I'm just telling you right now. Yeah, we did beat Provine. Matter of fact, not only did we beat Provine in 1999, we beat Provine without throwing one pass, because I'm going to break something down to y'all. I got a memory like an elephant. I'm telling you that right now. So my senior year, we're going through the playoffs, and now this is Madison Central. We're going through the playoffs. We are playing South Panola in Batesville now. Follow me.
Batesville.
They changed the play in the huddle. We ran a fullback dive at the end of the game to win that game, bro, to get to the championship game. And we lost our starting quarterback, classmate, my brother, J.J. Bryant. J.J. was starting at quarterback. And we went into the state championship game without our starting quarterback. We had Bo Bradbury. I'll never forget it. And Coach Justice said, Bo Bradbury can't hit the wide side of a board. So we got the best running back. And not only do we have the best running back in the state, but we have a backup running back that's arguably the second best running back, and we have a third string running back that's just as good as the second string. We had a three-headed monster at running back and fullback, and we ran all running plays the entire game. We had 288 yards, and Bobo Brown torched Provine that had, I want to say Jeff Sanders was playing in.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Heath. I remember. Oh yeah, I remember. That's my boy there. Trust me. Anthony Heath, Sergeant, I know he probably, he highway, I think he's highway patrolman now, and good brother. That's my brother there, man. And we beat him without throwing a pass, man. Opened the game up. Nene took that thing to the house, man. Damn near, I think he got tackled. I am talking about Coach Mike Justice. You damn right I am. Oh yeah, Anthony Heath. That's my brother right there, man. Him and Jasper, man. All them boys, man. Them boys, I know them personally. So them my brothers, man. Oh man, EA, you speaking on something. What's sad is sitting talking to parents, recruits. You ask what they want to major in, and they often say a major that the PWI doesn't have, but the HBCU does, and they're shocked when they won't change. See it all the time. It hasn't started at home. Those says it all the time, Randy and Doc. He say black folks devalue black things. We have to get some of us are gone forever, man, and that's just something we got to acknowledge within our community. Some folks ain't never gonna return when it comes to loving our own stuff. We always gonna feel like white is right, black get back. It's just how it goes, and you can't debate me on it because you see it. And at the end of the day, it's just the elements you got to deal with. I knew it was a real thing when we got Deion freaking Primetime Sanders became our head coach. Some of these folks still say no to this. They still won't come. Still won't. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to recruit the world. We ain't going to recruit just Mississippi. We're going to recruit the United States. Because one thing about Jackson, Mississippi, the kids that ain't from Jackson, Mississippi come to Jackson, Mississippi, and they love it. They love it.
Do you know how bad he goes down I-20 to recruit Texas?
Yeah.
And just the DFW area by itself?
Man, we all in Cali. We recruited a kid out of the Philly. I think it was like Pennsylvania or some shit like that. It was today, man. I mean, we all over the place. You want the best kids. Now, it's not important to have a ton of Mississippi kids. Before Coach Prime, you know who they wanted to go see? They wanted to go JUCO. They go to a junior college before they go to Jackson State before Coach Prime. That's a fact. That's a fact. Man, the Mississippi JUCOs, East Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Pearl River, they killed, man, they killed us in recruiting because even prior to that, they still wanted. Yeah, he even went, don't forget London. We got a London man. My man, Kofi Taylor Barrett. Yes, sir. I'm just telling you, man, I've been following recruiting at Jack State, man, since forever and a day, man. Me and Zoe go back to when we had notebook. Zoe had a notebook. Let me tell you how serious this shit was. Zoe had a notebook with everybody's name, their height, their weight, their position, how many offers they got, how many visits they were on, all that shit. We talked about this, but this. See, y'all just now getting the YouTube version. We've been doing this since the early 2010s, man. We've been deep in the recruiting efforts.
Hey, Ken. Ken, I'm gonna tell you like this. Back then, in the late 90s, early 2000s, Jackson State's roster, and the way we recruited, it was you get Mississippi first. You go up 55, you get Memphis. You know what I'm saying? You get Memphis. You keep going up 55, you go to St. Louis. Keep going up straight 55, you get Chicago. You might head east to get some kids from Detroit. You might stay up north to get some kids from Waukegan and Racine. You'll go.
What up, Derek? What up, these Spires? I ain't even cut y'all, bro. I had to holler at my homie right there. Nobody could stop Bobo. You damn right. Bobo was serious, man. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, you go east, you got them kids from Atlanta. Like that was the roster that we had in the
That's
late
fact.
90s, early 2000s.
That's fact. And it carried on even into
Mhm.
like when Chad Germany took over. We had a heavy. So when we hired, who was the coach we hired? Oh, when we hired Hal Jackson.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
I
It
thought
was
it was
Tony
Tommy.
Hughes. It
Tony
was
Hughes.
Tony Hughes. So when we hired Tony Hughes hired Chad Germany, and that's when we had that heavy Louisiana signing class. That was Warren Newman, and all the cat Tyler Caspi,
CJ
Kevin
Holmes.
Berthy, CJ Holmes, my goodness, man, Kobe Paul, not Kobe Paul, that's Kobe. I think Kobe Paul.
From Texas.
Yeah, all them cats are not Kobe Paul, not Kobe Paul, the one that's on the is another one that's on the Kendrick Paul. My bad. We had
Okay.
Kendrick Paul. We had I'm looking at the Ryan Thayard. All them cats from Louisiana, man. We was heavy. Man, we was heavy Louisiana, heavy the Atlanta area. But now you go wherever the dogs at. You know, you don't give a damn. They from Cali, they from Montana, they from London. We don't give a damn. So Big Jones, to your question, I think some of the perception has changed. I think we have to win the Celebration Bowl. Now we got to beat Campbell. Beating Campbell is important, and we're gonna have a big time homecoming this year. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be on TV.
Yep.
Yep. Then you're gonna follow that up with Southern, which is gonna be on TV. So you win those two big games. That's gonna be big time when it comes to recruiting. Then you get to the SWAC championship, win the Celebration Bowl on national TV. The perception then starts to change. But this is the thing that's gonna happen next. They're gonna start paying attention to see if Coach Prime gonna leave. Because the noise is gonna pick up. I'm warning everybody, Tigerland. You think the noise ain't loud as it's gonna get. Winning the Celebration Bowl is gonna get extremely loud. And y'all gotta keep in mind that we got a whole off season to get through. And we got coaches that's going that they got programs that's firing their coaches right now. Wisconsin just fired their coach. Georgia Tech fired their coach. They talking about firing the coach at Auburn. All these coaches are talking about SMU might do something. You know what I mean? Like Colorado just fired their coach. Arizona State fired their coach. So I'm just saying the noise is going to be loud, and just trust and believe that Coach Prime's name will be on the short list for every job in the country. I just hope that, and I expect Coach Prime to stay put. That's my expectation. So I'll just park that right there, and get caught up on the comments real fast, and then go from there. Bobo, Dante Walker, Sanders. Oh, them was some boy. You talking about some running backs that was the real deal back.
Hey, Dante
Jeff
was
Sanders
Dante
out
was
of
a bad.
Provine. Dante Walker, Clinton. Man, Dante Walker was the bad boy, man. He was bad.
Hey, he was a big boy too, man.
He was big, bro. He had the big old
like
thighs, man, with the big old the thigh pads, and played safety too. I saw Dante Walker knock a joker face mask off his helmet, bro, in Clinton. So did
he was like what 5'11", 6 foot, 230 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, bro. He was nasty, man.
Over. And then when they had when they had got DeCenzo was like he was the lightning. DeCenzo was like probably like 6 foot, 215, and like he can run, like he run you over, he'll run around you, he'll run through you. Like oh my God!
You know who got a really good running back duo right now? Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss got a damn good running back duo right now with Zach Evans and the true freshman kid. I forgot his name. I was watching them on Saturday. I said, damn, they pretty good, man. But moving right along. I gotta look and see where the young man is from, but I thought we had a chance at Zach Evans, but
I remember that.
Yeah. But 5-star kid, Coach Prime was coaching that Under Armour All-American game the day that he was supposed to sign. Coach Prime helped get him back because remember he had the little incident with the coach, and I think he got kicked off the team or something to that effect.
Got kicked off the team.
Senior year. Yeah. And he wound up still going to play for Coach Patterson at TCU, and then all the stuff that went down after that.
Yeah, Coach
Pat
Patterson got
came,
fired, which I feel like he should not even got fired. That was the dumbest move. I
Hey,
mean, I would say it was the dumbest move TCU made, but then again, I mean, I can't say anything because TCU is like number 6 in the polls. I didn't even know that.
for real. But listen, EA, man, Lakeland has probably one of the best rosters I've seen, bro. Like they got probably 12 kids that are 5, 4-star, and 3-star kids, all signing with big time programs. And you're right, we did get a kid, but if you can't. Coach Prime in Florida, Coach Prime is a Florida god, man. He's an idol, bro. He like a Greek god in Florida, man. So being able to recruit Florida is not shocking to me, despite him getting he got Travis Hunter, man, #1 player in the country. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Eventually, if the right program comes Prime's way, he's going to leave. I mean, I think eventually he leaves when he's finished his assignment. He's on assignment right now. I think that's bigger than money and bigger than opportunities. When you're on assignment, called by God, man, and you got God's work, and that's what he's professed to have done. I just think that you leave when the timing is right. And I don't see him leaving at the end of the season. If he does, then, there's going to be a lot of people that's been waiting to blast him that's going to come after him. Whatever, we'll see how it goes. But I expect Coach Prime to be at Jackson State. I mean, he's building something special. Why would he not see it through?
Hey, Ken,
Do I think we get into 5 stars this year? I'll pause on that. Go ahead, bro. What you say?
Nah, go ahead and answer Lawrence's question.
Yes, I do. That's all I got, Lawrence.
Hey, I told this. Hey, I said this on the Spaces, right? I told him, talking to Coach Brewster. He said that Bama State is on the clock. I told him we gonna go down to their homecoming. We already gonna take over their homecoming. And then I was like, ooh, they got recruits. We might come home with some recruits from them.
Well, just know them recruits gonna go home with some Jackson State offers.
Yeah. Don't do that to I told him don't do that to yourself.
Hey man, recruiting is a fair game, man. It's dog eat dog. You gotta, it's fair. Ain't nobody signed with nobody yet. Commitment only means you gave a verbal, but it doesn't mean you gotta sign. We've had some players commit and not sign. Trust me. I give you one player that I thought we had in the bag, Keelan Kennedy, that's wound up committing to West Florida. And which is a shocker. He wound up deciding to go the D2 route, which is cool because they got a really good program. Speaking of D2, Delta State is kicking ass right now.
Oh my God! You see what the Valdosta State? Oh my God!
Yeah, they beat Valdosta and they beat West Florida so far, man. So they beat 2 top 10 programs and 2 defending championship programs in the past few weeks, man. So they looking good. They top dog right now. That's who needs to be on the short list for some of them teams, man. Some of them teams need to go. They need to go holler at Coach Cooley out of Delta State. Telling you,
She-Dog is a beast.
Yeah, She-God's the real deal, man. I got Patrick She-God. He's a solid kid, man. Got to give it to him. They will be in Coach Prime's reach too on that sideline. Yeah. They gonna, hey, well, Coach Prime, he gonna walk out there on the stage. He gonna walk out on the field. He gonna have his security with him. He gonna go walk. He run around the field, man. For the game and get loose and yeah, man. Everybody coming to see Coach Prime. Want to take pictures, all that good stuff. Star power, baby. There's gonna be a lot of black excellence on display on Saturday. I can't wait. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. Randy, you got anything, bro? We just talking, man. I always want to make sure to keep you in the loop, man. What you got? You still there, Randy? I think Randy done fell asleep.
Hey, what you think? When was that year that Moss Point won the championship? Was that like 98, 99?
It's a good question. I remember it, but I don't. I know it won 99. Yeah, we won in 99.
Who was that? I'm trying to figure out who was that quarterback. Who was the quarterback? Because I think he
Um,
ended up going to like Georgia Tech or something like that.
no, the only quarterback I remember that was worth a damn back then was Jason Campbell, and he played at Wayne's. What is it? What he
Picayune,
played at?
yeah, Wayne County.
Wayne County. That's all I remember, man. I remember them.
Dang.
You can hear
We
me?
had a lot.
And
Okay.
There you go, Randy.
Oh, all right.
You weren't
Oh,
talking, were you? You was on mute?
yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know what was what's happening, but I don't know if this was on your page or I saw some that they was trying to drag in Marcus Dupree into that Brett
Yeah.
Favre thing. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that sucks, man. I saw something today about Brett Favre. It said Brett Favre was on food stamps too, man.
yep.
Hey,
Yeah, it was Taylorsville. That's right. Taylorsville. Jason Campbell, Taylorsville. That's right. Appreciate that, Chris. I said
I
Wayne,
got
Wayne
the
County. It was Taylorsville.
Jeremiah told me who it was for Moss Point. Moss Point won in 90. I think they won in
Bilbo.
98. The Mary's Bilbo. He went to I remember him. Like that
Okay.
guy was the truth right there.
Yeah,
He
but no, man. Shit. Marcus Dupree. I didn't really read that. I honestly, fellas, I stay away from that Brett Favre stuff, man. That's
yeah,
just that it's so. I'm gonna say this again,
it's
and I
deep.
stand on this. That Brett Favre is the tip of the iceberg on that. I'm telling you.
Yes, she is.
Brett Favre. So when you think of for folks that don't understand the analogy, I do feel like everybody understands this analogy, but sometimes I like to speak through it so I could just drive a point home. When we say the proverbial tip of the iceberg, usually the iceberg is big as shit in the water, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm for real. Like you talking about the blue top is what you see, and the iceberg is the bottle. That's what's in the
Right.
water. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
and it's like that. And I feel like Brett Favre is just one of many that have been doing this for eons. I feel like the system was in place already. The infrastructure was laid. The infrastructure of corruption. It was so much so in play that that's why they were able to text about it, and he would ask the questions, and she assured him that everything would be okay, and he proceeded. But to funnel millions of
Yeah.
dollars, bro,
Yeah. Yeah.
tells you that this has been going on for eons, and it makes you wonder how much you got to start looking at everything. We say private donors. How much of that is private donors? How much of that is not money? When you got these
That's how they
legislators
get
and these
paid, bro.
politicians from that went to these institutions
Yes.
making these laws in place, and they earmarking money and throwing money under the table, and you got lobbyists and all these other different things that's going on, man. That's the corruption is thick, man. It's way deeper than Brett Favre. He's just he a peon in
Yeah.
he
this
a
Yeah.
this
pawn in the
Ponzi
game.
scheme of welfare fraud. He's just one of many.
Wow.
He a
That's
pawn.
crazy.
He a pawn.
Yeah, he a small thing to a
He
big
starts singing, it's
situation.
over.
I don't know about just starting singing shoot. It was already out there with those text messages that he sent to Phil Bryant
Yeah.
and to other folks. It's just the fact that they ain't gonna sit on it. They just gonna sit on it. They're not gonna do anything about it unless
Yeah.
the feds come in, unless the federal government come in and say something about it.
That's
Then
that's what I'm
and
saying.
then it's a whole different story. Now
Yeah.
you can't lie to the federal government.
Oh
Yeah.
man, we just shout out to man, we got another episode that just dropped as we speak tonight. We got the ladies that come on. So we got Coach Reed come on, and Corey got all the ladies to himself. Y'all got to go check that one out. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Great episode right there, man. We look like we got Angel Jackson, Kashana Luckett, Jalea Covington, the Miracle Sims, and Liz Martino. Wow, had the whole crew on this thing. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to watch that one.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot with that, and I think it's way deeper than what we privy to see.
Right. Yeah, bringing in poor Marcus of the Pre with his little $133,000 that they gave him for all this stuff that he had to do. I was like, come on, man.
Man, that was one of the greatest talents to ever come out of the state of Mississippi, right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Market Dupree.
Yeah, bro. He was that dude, bro. And
Yeah.
My uncle used to tell me about him. He until he told me about him, and then when I seen like actual videos and stuff, when especially when they had the 30 for 30.
Yeah. That was crazy. The way they was recruiting him.
right.
Good Lord.
Gotta love it, man. Well, fellas, I'm getting ready to. We just hit the 3-hour mark. We get ready to shut this thing down.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Gotta get up early, man. I always appreciate you guys coming on, man. Another great thing, great
preview
content.
show tomorrow for me. I got a preview
Yeah, man.
show
Everybody that's on the stream, go make sure y'all hit up HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holliday. Subscribe to his page. Hit that subscribe button on this channel. If you're new to the page, hit the subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on. Be sure to go subscribe to Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, man. We just dropped the latest episode with the women's basketball program, and got more shows to come, man. So great stuff, man. Good show tonight, fellas.
All
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. Always, man. Go Tigers and D I love.
Yeah.
D I love.
Yes, sir.